morning, I'm Dylan Gonzalez. In the Stanley Cup Final, the Carolina Hurricanes took a pivotal Game 5 by a final score of 4-2. They now lead the series over the Golden Knights 3-2, but Vegas head coach John Tortorella vowed the team would be back in Carolina for Game 7.
We got to find a way. I'm going to leave my clothes here, that's for sure. We'll be in the hotel.
Both the Guardians and the Reds had yesterday off, but will be back on the diamond this evening. The Guardians will host the Detroit Tigers with first pitch at 7:10. The Reds will also be at home. They'll welcome in the Arizona Diamondbacks. That game will get started at 7:15. No NBA Finals tonight. The Knicks and Spurs will play Game 5 tomorrow night. Opening tip is set for 8:30. New York leads San Antonio in the series 3-1. This update is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Take strokes off your game by taking pounds off your frame with Awaken 180 Weight Loss results this summer. The solution for weight loss. Visit awaken180weightloss.com.
Breakfast time!
Hello, welcome to T-Bone and Tyvis. Can I take your order?
Just want a little breakfast.
Hey, you want some crabs? Because I got some of them.
Get ready to drive through the intersection of football, food, and fun. Come on, Joe! Featuring producer Dylan.
We're the 5 best rappers of all time.
Special guests.
You serious?
And you. Wake up.
For what?
It's time for T-Bone and Tyvis.
Welcome in. Good morning. Happy Friday to you. I'm T-Bone. He is not Tyvis. He is Joshua Perry. Hello, Joshua. How are you?
Good morning. Go to hell.
GMGTH in the chat. That's the acronym everybody likes to use. You can get in the YouTube chat. Just go to YouTube, 971 The Fan, T-Bone and Tyvis. You'll be right there. This will be your second week, completion of your second week of fill-in duty for Tyvis.
Didn't think I'd make it.
I'll tell you what, it went quick.
Yeah.
I wonder how quick it's going for Mr. Powell.
As far as fast at all.
The days are long.
Yeah, but the years are short.
That's what they say.
That is. And I like having both a 6-year-old and a 15-year-old. I'm like in both camps right now, where it's like, oh, the days sometimes with like yesterday we went to the pool. I took my 6-year-old to the pool, and like my 12-year-old, we have 3. So 12-year-old was there she had spent the night with a friend, some family that we know. She spent the night with their daughter, and then they all came to the pool. So we got her at the pool. But I'm there with the youngest, and it's like every 5 minutes she's hopping out of the pool. I gotta go potty. Okay, got to take care. All right, that's fine. Good. Glad you're not doing that in the pool. That's a win. We're good about that. Then it's. Can I go to the other? There's a big like regular pool, and then there's a little kiddie splash zone area. So but you have to be supervised when you go there. So I got to walk over, take her over there, then back into the other pool. Then can you throw the rings for me? Because she's got these little rings where she dives down and gets them. Can we do that? Sure. 5 minutes later, can I get a snack? Okay. And then we get the snack. It's like, actually, I don't want it right now. It's like a hot dog. Can I have it later? Can I go back? Okay. And it's just, meanwhile, the 12-year-old is just like in the water, and I don't see her for like 3 hours.
Right.
Like she's just, I see her, but she's way over there with her friends, and they're just hanging out, and that's like.
Different vibe.
Yes. Totally different vibes. Yeah. So there's a part where I was like, I kind of wish the 12-year-old was more, hey, I want to come like hang out a little bit more with dad, but it's that age where they don't, right?
No, not
where they start to have their independence.
Yes.
With the 6-year-old, I'm like, could you be a little more independent right now? Could you just chill out?
We did the pool yesterday as well. We went over to a friend's house. They're very gracious, had us over. And so we've got 2 and 9 months.
Oh yeah,
and
that's you're not relaxing at a pool with those two.
It's a completely different experience. And like the 2-year-old, he's running around, and you're trying to make sure that he understands some safety aspects of being around a pool, and you don't run by the pool, and you make sure that there's an adult with you if you want to get in, all that stuff. And he's pretty conscientious about that. But we're also doing potty training with him right now.
Oh,
and so there was one point where it was like, hey, James, do you have to go use the potty? And he's like, yes. And part of the reason he's so eager to say yes is because we have bribed him with fruit snacks. And he wants fruit snacks. So we got to go through the whole rigmarole of, okay, well, we got to dry off first, and we got to take you inside, and we got to take off your swim diaper, and you got to do the whole thing. So he goes, he sits on the toilet, and he's like, Daddy, I need to pee. I'm like, great. And so we're sitting in there, and he's talking, kicking his legs, starts singing songs, and then he looks at me, and he goes, we'll try again later. So we got
Look at that.
nothing out of him.
Worked the system like a charm.
Well, he didn't get the snack. You don't get the snack unless you actually,
okay,
good. You make something in the potty.
Okay.
Which he was fine with. He's like, that's why he said we'll try again later because he's going to try for a snack.
Okay, see,
later on.
that turns that interaction then, because I thought it was just like,
No,
I get
like-
the snack because I tried, but no, you have to produce.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Now,
And
that's
so
good incentive right there.
it was good. He was good. And then Charlotte, like we got there and she's a FOMO baby. So it was like around nap time and she sees all of the people and things going on. She's like, I'm not sleeping.
Yeah.
So we get her in the pool and she's loving the water. And next thing you know, my wife is just like holding her and she is dead asleep in the pool. And it was hilarious.
Right? Yeah. It's funny how those kids at that age, you when they hit their limit and they're just out, you can literally have them in the middle of a rock concert or a monster truck rally. It wouldn't matter. They would just be like, as long as there's ear protection.
Right. Like I'm
they'd be
gone.
like, I'm gone.
Yeah.
I'm out. I don't.
Which I can appreciate. I
Yeah.
love sleeping. It's great. It's one of my greatest skills. And so the fact that she's got that skill locked in, I'm good.
Yesterday was a good pool day. I mean, it was like near 90 degrees or maybe I think over 90 degrees, whatever it was, depending on what your temperature said where you were. But I didn't get in the water because I have still been waiting I got what I needed yesterday. I heard at the pool as I'm sitting there at our municipal pool, whatever you call it.
Municipal pool.
Municipal pool. Thank you, Dylan. That's right. That pool is not heated in any way. It's a large pool. It would make no sense for them to heat it. And it's in the middle of summer. It should be warm enough, right, to get in?
Yes.
But every year I get in it, I multiple times a year have just been like, I've been in it for 30 minutes, not getting acclimated. It's cold.
It's just that cold.
Yes. But
is it
and
the
my kids get out of the pool and they're like, and their lips are blue,
Yeah,
and
the
I'm like,
kids
yeah, I didn't make a bad choice
Doing
here.
the big shiver out of the pool is like it's hilarious.
It's right, and I know that's natural, but like
They don't care either because they'll dive right back
they'll
in.
dive right back in.
Yeah.
Yes, but I do because I have self-respect, and I will say no, it's not. I'm not getting in. But yesterday, I was walking around and people were talking about like, and this is when I know now going forward I can get in the pool. Because the conversation around the pool from multiple parents was, it's like bathwater in there. Oh, my gosh, it's almost too hot. No. That's what I want. That's where I am. I need it to be like that. So I yesterday was sitting there in 90-degree heat, not in the pool for multiple hours, watching people splash around because I don't get in unless I know it's like bathwater. I'm bougie like that. So, but I think that was a bit of a little personal test to see how tough I could be sitting out in the heat, not getting. I was, and you know what? Had a book, had a drink, and I was good.
I was in the shade.
Yeah, well, the shade is.
I mean, I went out in the sun and was being a father, right? So like doing some of the stuff so my wife could enjoy the pool for a little bit, and immediately, like, and I'm talking about like 90 seconds. Sweat down my back.
Yeah,
and this is a thing I talk about. It's one of the reasons why I just can't. And then I had to go to an event. So I left straight from the pool, went home, showered up, got clean. And then I go to get in my car so I could drive to this thing. And my car was sitting in the sun all day because I didn't put it in the garage.
Yeah, right.
And immediately sit in the car, sweat dripping down the back. Come on!
That's rough. That is a rough look when you've gotten the shower, get back outside and instantly shower, vaporized.
Yeah, it's like, why
it
didn't you even shower? It's like, come on, man.
I know.
Yeah.
That's a rough time.
Yesterday, I went to Handles and Powell to get some ice cream.
Yeah, another perfect activity for a day
Yes.
like yesterday because it was sweltering.
You like hanging out up north, huh?
Well, my address is Dublin, but if I lived one more street north, it would be Powell.
Okay. All right.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, but waiting in line to get we actually got a Graham Central Station milkshake.
Ooh.
And
what is that?
It's like a s'mores type flavor.
Oh, the graham. Okay,
Yeah.
I got you. Graham crackers,
Yes.
marshmallow fluff.
Right.
Sounds great.
Just sweat. I was like, is this worth it? I ended up getting a water at the ice cream place because I felt like I sweated out a good 5 pounds just waiting for the ice cream. It was,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
the feels like was probably close to 100 yesterday.
Yeah. It was. I know. It was warm, and that. You know what though? I'm not going to complain.
Me neither.
Here's why.
I am.
Well, that's fine, but I am because here's what I want. I want the right to complain when it's cold. Because
I'm gonna do both.
Because everyone will sit there and go like, "Oh, you're not going to feel that way when it's 90 degrees." Yes, I am. I'd rather have this than the 20 degrees and the slick roads and or you know what? Those are bad. It's more the 40 degrees and wet leaves and mold everywhere.
Just
no,
grimy.
thank you.
Yeah, I get
Cloudy and rainy from November till April, basically. No thanks. I'll take the 90 degrees.
Just like your Browns fandom, it is a choice to live here.
It is. It is true. It is a choice to live here. It's a choice, though. I will say, like, now that the kids are in school, and I love Central Ohio. I've grown up here. It is where I will probably be, at least throughout my professional career. Maybe when I retire, I may check out some other locales. But even if you want to move, once you have the kids in the schools, it becomes a much more difficult decision.
Yeah, because now you're ripping them away from their friends, and you know you're a bad guy.
It's a bad guy, and it's also like my kid was doing great in school until we moved, and now we have palm trees. But my kid doesn't want to talk to anybody. It's like I don't know if I want to make that choice. I don't want to risk it. So,
but Joshua, when you have that conversation with your kids, what do you remind them? That they're broke. Their feelings don't matter.
I do. I do occasionally.
You pay a bill around here, you don't have any input. Only
this is correct.
Is people paying bills and people sleeping with me, which is my wife. That's it.
Good save.
Good clarification there. Yeah. Good clarification. So we had in a NHL action last night. The World Cup started. Also, one NFL head coach got a little more job security. We'll tell you about him next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and happy Friday to you. We finally made it. Well, right now, if you're stepping out the door and heading out towards those roads, we are seeing rain coming into the metro this morning, starting over on the west side. So we do have a live look at some traffic cams. That includes just outside of London, 70 at 42. Still looking okay on our roads, but you definitely can see some light rain falling out there this morning. Also seeing that over by Dublin and Hilliard. Thankfully, 270 northbound and southbound still running pretty smooth. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
When it's too hot to go out, it's definitely too hot for your AC to go out. The Waterworks Heating and Cooling Pros are here to help. We offer fast repair and AC replacement for any cooling system when you need it. Plus, we're a premier Lennox dealer and can install an energy-efficient system for a great price. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit us online at thewaterworks.com. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. If you've ever had somebody do work at your house, it's annoying as crap, at least to me, when someone shows up to your house that you never met, you've never worked with, and you didn't hire to do the job. Subcontractors, I understand why they exist, but for me, I want to work with a company that's going to bring people who know what they're doing, who are trained by the company to put their product in. On time, on budget, no surprises at the end. That's what Baths R Us does every single time. These folks started in Ohio and grew by word of mouth because they do it right the first time. And the big difference with them, they have local crews. They never sub out the work. The people who show up to your door, they're trained by Baths R Us. They're actually employees of the company, not some random crew they hired last week. Whether you need a safer bathroom to stay independent or you just want a space that you're proud of, they build it to last. That's Baths R Us. Call them today and see what it's like to work with people who actually keep their promises. Kind of a rare thing these days. Call them today, 380-225-BATH. That's 380-225-BATH. Baths R Us. Bathrooms you can trust. Call now.
Do you suffer from leg pain, leg swelling, varicose veins, or leg ulcers? Dr. Joseph Senta and Dr. Barry Zeta at Ohio Vein and Vascular are pioneers in the vein and vascular field. They can perform minimally invasive procedures that will get you back on track to a pain-free life. Stop living with leg pain and start the process to healthy living with a free healthy leg screening. 3 locations to serve you at Polaris, Reynoldsburg, and now open downtown. Go to loveyourveins.com or call 614-426-VEIN. That's 614-426-VEIN or loveyourveins.com.
Common Man and Timmy here for Hollywood Casino Columbus. Oh, Common Man, we got lots of exciting things this month.
That's right, like the grand opening of the new hotel so you can stay and play.
Plus, we got lots of great entertainment lined up now through October. We got the Hollywood Tribute Band concert series, from the timeless magic of the Beatles to the fire and swagger of Johnny Cash.
And don't forget about the $250,000 Sweet Spins drawings on Saturdays through June. You can win $250K cash or a 2-night package at the new hotel.
Gambling problem? Call Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Everybody thinks they're a great driver. Outlaw Motor Speedway gives you the chance to prove it. Experience professional racing simulators, full motion rigs, and some of the world's iconic tracks right here in Grandview. Race your friends, join a league, or bring the office out for an unforgettable corporate event. And when the checkered flag drops, keep the night going with great food and drinks here or next door at Agave and Rye. Then climb back in the driver's seat and see who's got what it takes. Book your race today at outlawsimracing.com.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, commercial properties. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Feeling stressed or overwhelmed? Not sure how to get the mental health help you need? We've got your back. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442. We'll help you figure out what mental health benefits may be in your health plan. No more confusion, just the support you deserve. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442.
Have you ever met a man who wins money betting on tennis? Enter Scotty Vegas. Join Scotty and Dave Biddle for On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
Sunday mornings at 9 on The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Happy Friday, everyone. We'll see a few stray showers and storms this morning, turning mostly cloudy with wake-up temperatures in the 70s. And then this afternoon, highs getting into the mid to low 80s with more sunshine in the forecast. Clearing skies tonight with lows in the 60s. And for Saturday, lots of sunshine as highs get in the mid to upper 80s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
No hot takes, no dancing, plenty of stupid. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. When Tyvis looks at Bone, he sees the future. Bald, fat, white. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
YouTube chat right now having a robust discussion about the Wendy's Baconator.
Yep.
I don't know why that started. I just see there's a question about what are your thoughts on the Baconator. This guy, Lounge 37 Sports, says, I like Wendy's, but I could leave the Baconator.
I am Lounge.
That's you.
Yes.
That's right.
That's your ghost account?
That is you.
Well, no, I don't have an official account.
No, I
and
like
so
it.
I have a YouTube account. I was going to. So here's how we got there.
Yeah.
I had this idea to create this like speakeasy type environment in my home and then create content out of there.
Like that?
Yeah. And so it was Lounge 37 was what I was going to call it.
It's good.
Right?
I like it.
And then Sam Acho, who I do not love, came out with a show once he got fired from Fox called The Speakeasy. The sumbitch stole my idea.
Yeah,
and so now I feel...
I'm sorry.
I feel like I can't even get it off the ground now.
You know what, though? You can, because you can do it better. I mean, there's that.
Yeah.
You're more likable than him.
Thank you.
I think, by leaps and bounds, personally. But... So why are we talking bacon? Like, what happened?
I have no idea.
You don't
Rusty
like...
asked the question.
You
I
said
answered.
you don't like the Baconator.
It's not really... It's not that I don't like it. I could just leave it, right? Like, I can eat a Baconator. It doesn't do a ton for me. The like thin fast food bacon, right? Like I'm a thick cut guy.
Okay. You want a real quality cut of bacon. I get you. Okay.
But now that honey butter chicken biscuit from Wendy's and their little potatoes, the breakfast potatoes there.
Yeah.
Those are some of the best in the business.
Those little wedge things they have.
Goodness.
Those are fantastic.
Yeah, and if you get a nice crispy one in there.
Yeah, they do. I will say it's not, I don't think it's as good as like a regular, like an actual coffee place. But as far as the places that do like hamburgers go,
right?
I think their like iced coffee selection is really good.
I agree.
Like it's I would take it over McDonald's.
This is coming from two guys who drink coffee from Sheets almost every day, so take that with a grain of salt.
Right,
it's pretty.
I'm not sitting here for someone doing like pour over, with their like granulated. They've got their measuring out the grams of coffee they're putting in.
I've got a mocha pot at home. That's like my latest thing.
Have you? How long have you had it?
For like a month.
Okay. Have you gotten it to a point where you can do it consistently and get good coffee out of it.
Yeah, I'm pretty dialed in now. It's not like super bitter. It's always going to be a little bit bitter just because of how quick the process is, but it's not like terribly bitter to the point where you don't want to deal with. That's the thing that people say with dealing with the mocha pot is like it's just bitter all the time.
It's funny. Like, no one would guess this looking at the two of us, but I feel like 9 times out of 10 we're like, you say stuff and I'm like, I've been looking at buying a mocha pot for the house, but I'm worried about, like, I already have too many other coffee apparatus.
You should just do
in the
it.
house. I know I need to.
Yeah.
You guys are caffeine addicts and somehow took this Baconator conversation to coffee, so I want to bring it back to the Baconator.
Please do that.
When it comes to if we're talking breakfast Baconator, if that's eggs, sausage, and a bunch of bacon, that cannot miss. There's nothing.
Do they put like a sausage patty on there?
Yes.
Yeah, that thing is awesome.
Yeah.
The breakfast Baconator is fantastic. If you've never had that,
I haven't.
Okay.
I will also say sausage patty over a link every time.
Yeah. Well,
a patty to me is for a sandwich.
No,
I'm not eating a patty with a fork.
Oh no,
Really?
you don't eat it with a fork. You eat it with your fingers.
Oh, you just pick it up and just eat it like a disc of meat.
That's Neanderthal behavior.
Listen, I'm a linebacker. We eat with our hands.
First of all,
if you see a linebacker eating with a fork and knife, we got problems.
Don't draft that linebacker.
Can't do it.
That's a solid point. You know what? We are spending too much time watching On the Field. That's why they do the meetings in Indianapolis at the Combine. They take you out to dinner. The guy's like, there's a steak. You want a steak? And you just like tomahawk. He grabs it by the handle and just eats it. That's your linebacker. That's who you draft.
But when it comes to the regular Baconator, I have to get that now because I'm obsessed with bacon. And everyone out there is saying everyone's obsessed with bacon. I'm a carnivore, Joshua. I didn't eat my first salad till I was 26 years old.
Okay.
Oh, no. He's like on the show revealed to us many times how few vegetables he's had in his life. And I mean, I'm not someone who eats a ton of vegetables. Look at me. But I look at him and I'm like, damn, Dylan, that might be a problem. Like, I don't know. I'm worried about it.
Who's it? Al Michaels?
Al
he has
Michaels.
nothing on me.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
right.
Al Michaels.
Al Michaels has eaten more vegetables than I have. But the JBC used to be my thing, and I've said this before. The patty is too thin now. So if I want a bacon cheeseburger from Wendy's,
shrinkflation.
I cannot get the junior bacon cheeseburger. I have to upgrade to the Baconator.
Oh, see, I don't necessarily have to do that, but I will go double stack, which is different because it doesn't have bacon on it.
Right.
But like, I need the 2 patties of meat for that size sandwich at Wendy's. Yeah, I'm with you.
I agree. Those sandwiches are thin.
Yeah, the double stack coming through was like, I think, a sign that it was like, wow, this is so thick. And then suddenly it's like everything got thinner, and now it's like the double stack is like where I feel like the JBC used to be. So anyway, this is called Fast Food Shrinkflation Talk, brought to you by T-Bone and Tyvis, featuring Joshua Powell. Joshua Powell, Joshua Perry. Oh my God!
Now I'm Tyvis's son. Oh my God!
That's the second time you've merged them into one person.
okay.
Have I done that? I didn't know I did it the first time. I'm so sorry. God, Joshua. Did I say Joshua Powell?
It's okay. Because when I go over to their house, I am one of their children. I immediately go for the snacks. I do. Because we don't have a lot of snacks in our home. They have every snack. And they got all the best candy.
Jeez.
So when I'm over there, I'm snacking.
See, and you don't keep snacks in the house.
And please let it be known that all the snacks are not for the kids, and Tyvis indeed participates in the pantry.
Don't let him fool you.
He enjoys a snack. I'm sure that. So one NFL head coach got a little more job security. Sean Payton got a few extra years tacked on to the end of his deal. So when he signed up to return to coaching in 2023, he said he had to find the right situation, and that had to be top down, ownership, all that. Well, apparently the Broncos were that place, and he feels like it's going well. He signed a new 5-year contract yesterday, but he was in the midst of this was the 4th of 5 seasons that was on his deal. So now the new extra years take him through 2030. Doesn't say how much money he got, but it does put him and the GM on the same trajectory as far as both of them have their contracts running through 2030. You get a team to the AFC Championship game. You're going to probably get a new contract. That makes sense.
No doubt. And the GM lining up with the head coach also says to me that they probably feel very confident about their ability to work together. Ownership is very happy about where they're going. The trajectory, to your point, especially with a younger quarterback in Bo Nix, right? Like, I think this makes a ton of sense to just say we're going to stabilize everything and see if we can make runs at championships.
Yeah, I don't know that. I mean, I guess we'll have to find out with where Bo Nix kind of goes from his own, trajectory as well. That was such a weird end of their season where he plays in a game, they get to the AFC Championship game, and then after the game, in that divisional round game where he's like, yeah, I'm done. Like, I'm hurt. I'm hurt. And no one knew it until after the game when Sean Payton, he did his press conference.
He did the press conference. He left, went and talked to Bo Nix, came back, said, hey, I want you guys to hear it from me.
Right.
And then there was also information that he said, and Bo was like, nah, that ain't right.
Oh, I forgot about all that. Yes. That was a very little off. I was going to say a very big little off-season thing, but it's an off-season story to kind of keep an eye on because right after that, it was a little bit of, there was, what was the rub?
I can't remember exactly what it was, but
it's weird when you have a team that's gotten that far and now there's questions a little bit about, and I'm sure they've worked it out. I'm sure it's all fine. Yeah. They'll get on the same page.
If they hadn't worked it out, I'm sure we would have seen like 50 articles this offseason about all the drama in the building.
It has been relatively quiet for the Broncos this offseason.
Except for the phone biter.
Well,
the phone
that is true. Yeah. That was
Jonathan Cooper.
Yes,
but by
Jonathan
the way,
Cooper, former Buckeye.
Sean Payton said that Bo Nix's injury was predisposed.
That's right. That he was
and
like he was going to have this injury no matter what. It was only a matter of time, the way his bone structure was or something. And he's like, that's not true. No one ever told me that.
So the way his bones are built,
weird. All right, whatever. Who was the guy they've had play quarterback? This is just Dylan looked things up that we've forgotten. Who played quarterback for them in the AFC Championship game? I'm blanking on who it was. But yeah, because it was this whole gunslinger kind of thing where he's going to come in and possibly do it. And remember, he threw the longest pass for the Broncos this year from scrimmage.
Oh, it was Jarrett Stidham.
Stidham. That's right. It threw a 40 or 50 yard pass. And then I saw after the game, that was the longest air yardage of any pass they had all year. Which is bizarre to me, right? When you have a team that was that successful and Bo Nix seemed to be on this trajectory. But
Bo's deal has always kind of been can I get the ball out? Can I get it around? He's built on efficiency more than I'm going to hit you with the haymaker.
Yeah. Speaking of haymakers, a lot of people would say maybe the series is over after Vegas goes down 3-2. Or sorry, they go down. What is this game 5? 3-2 in the. Yeah. They're down 3-2 after game 5. Dude, it is. They go down 3-2 last night. They win the game 4-2. But Golden Knights now pushed to the brink. This was in Carolina. They're going back to Vegas for game 6. John Tortorella, former Jackets coach, after the game said, I'm going to leave my clothes here. That's for sure. They'll be in the hotel. We're coming back for game 7. Nice little guarantee from Torts there. I kind of like the energy on that.
What was that basketball story where they put the money in the ceiling tiles in the locker room? Have you heard this one?
Oh, I didn't know about this one.
Was it the Cavs?
I think it was the Cavs with Golden State in 2016.
Yep. So
Did they really?
Yeah, they played, and I think it might even been a regular season matchup, and they knew that was the trajectory that both of the teams were on. And so they said they removed the ceiling tiles, they put the money up there, and said, we're coming back to get this money when we win it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
bold.
love it.
I love it.
Also, there was an attendant at if anybody witnessed that, they were they can come back. I ain't going to be here. They can come back. I'll put a little IOU in there,
that's right.
Dumb and Dumber.
No, the lore is that
that's an IOU, sir. That's just as good as money.
The lore is that after game 5, that Ty Lue collected a couple $100 from each player, and they left it in the locker room at Golden State.
It's so good. I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I like that too. A couple of sports fans have found a kind of quick way to make $50,000. I'll explain in 2 minutes. It's T-Bone and Tyvis with Joshua Powell? No, Joshua Perry on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Despite the rain falling in some spots around the metro, still not seeing any crashes this morning. So far, so good. Just some slowdowns, and of course, they're happening on the northeast side in New Albany. We're talking 161 and 62, really 161 eastbound, passing that intersection over by Beach Road. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Hey there, Bo Bishop here. Tired of the same old routine? It's time to escape with an RV from RCD RV. Motorhomes, fifth wheels, travel trailers, they've got them all. Shop hundreds of RVs in stock today. 3 locations in Central Ohio to serve you, or online anytime at rcdrv.com.
Truck drivers, don't miss out on the unmatched consistency of a Schneider driving job. With our industry-leading selection of driving options, you'll find a job with the freight, home time, and schedule you've been looking for. Plus, Schneider drivers operate state-of-the-art, well-maintained equipment and have access to award-winning benefits and a 24/7 support team. Don't wait. Find a job that offers the stability you need to fuel your career. Search jobs and apply today at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Dip it, dunk it, smother it. It's queso gone wild at Hothead Burritos. Try our new loaded potatoes covered in queso and topped off with hardwood smoked bacon, burritos, bowls, nachos, and more. Hothead Burritos. Get up and get you some queso.
The great thing about Atlas Butler is they do it all. Heating, cooling, plumbing. Look, I'm busy with work. I don't have time to wait around or deal with lots of people. One company, one call, and they do it all. Wonder if they'll clean out my inbox. Seriously, offer that service. Please.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Capital Ford of Columbus. Find your dream ride and get approved fast at CapitalFordOfColumbus.com. If it's 4:30 in the morning and you see a ginger version of Dom DeLuise speeding down 33, don't panic. It's just T-Bone.
We are driving. We are driving.
We like driving. We like driving.
You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
We are eating. We are eating.
YouTube chat, Gulf Central, Ohio says beautiful double rainbow over the east side right now. Didn't know we had that, but if you're seeing that this morning, that's nice.
We work in a prison, so
there's no windows anywhere. We see no windows
like
over time.
A school.
Yeah.
A lot of classrooms without windows.
Schools,
which is
prisons
crazy.
built similarly.
Yeah. Odd how that works. We used to I don't know what happened, but on the YouTube channel, we used to have the camera of the tower cam where we could see just outside. So even though I don't have a window, I could at least look at our YouTube stream and see, oh, okay, it's nice out right now. Oh, it's kind of cloudy out right now. Other than, I could also walk 10 feet to the door and see what's going on outside.
Do that?
Why do that?
I like catching the reflection as the sun is rising. I like looking out there because you can see the room starting to illuminate.
Yeah. Well, speaking of a prison, this is a voluntary decision that these two guys made. I want to be clear about this. So it is not prison, but two soccer fans have apparently found a way to make $50,000 apiece fairly quickly. So the World Cup started yesterday. First game was Mexico versus South Africa. I saw there were 3 red cards in that game, and all going against South Africa. Republic of South Africa. RSA is what their abbreviation is. Anyway, Mexico won that game on home turf. Their fans were electric. Cool to see. There was a game at 3, and then there was a game last night at 10, which I think was South Korea and Czechia, or Czech Republic. They played. Why there was a disparity at 3 o'clock and 10 o'clock, I have no idea, but whatever.
Maybe they were taking a nice little dinner break that went to dessert.
I don't know why. I don't know why it had to be that long. But so if you're saying, I don't know if I could stay and watch both those games, well, you wouldn't be like Austin Franklin or Kevin Akato. Both of them were picked from over 6,000 people who applied to be a part of this thing that Fox is doing, sponsored by Indeed, the job search company. You basically have 104 World Cup matches. These people are in New York City in a bubble. They've built a little studio thing where they have couches. It's a lounge kind of looking place. They've got TVs on the walls. I'm sure they have beverages and the necessities for people to live there. These guys are not allowed to leave until the World Cup is over.
How long?
Well, the World Cup final is in July. So, it runs through this month and then part of next month.
Yeah, okay.
I don't remember exactly how many days straight it is, but it's 104 games they'll have to watch. And I mean, now at the end of it,
July 19th is the World Cup final.
Okay, so yeah, we're talking a month.
Over a month.
Over a month. Yeah, 36, 37 days, something like that.
Ooh.
So they are now at the end of this, for a month's plus work, they will get $50,000. Not bad. I mean, I think that's a very, I think that's a really nice payday for 1 month's worth of work. What I would ask is, I like how Indeed sponsored this because 6,000 people applied, 2 people got the job. That's a very accurate description of how the job market is right now. Yeah. But also, I want to know if there's something that, because I'm guessing, Joshua, you're not a soccer fan. Would $50,000 be enough for Joshua Perry to say, yeah, I'll give up a month of my life to go watch soccer, a sport you don't really have an affinity for?
It's basically a month out of light prison.
And by the way, there were people gathered around watching these people watch soccer.
And you're a zoo animal.
Yeah.
And you have to do social media posts, and like they're not just letting these guys sit there for free.
Yeah.
They have to like interact and do stuff
with this. $50,000 is a significant amount of money.
Well, we put it in a 50 or what is it? The 529 plan for the kiddos 100%. That can help grow into some college years.
They're fine. They've got money. That's going to me.
For you. That's right.
I don't think I would do it.
$50,000.
I feel like my enjoyment of life is worth a little bit more than that for a month.
Now that's interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like because here's a part of it, being a parent. If you had to go to your spouse and say, look, I'd love to be around for the next month with the kids and helping out and doing all this stuff, but I got this opportunity. I got to take it. That like it's a month of just not solitude. You're being watched. You're expected to do, but it is like as good as and as much as you love the kids and all that stuff. It's a month vacation a little bit from your day-to-day reality,
right.
And you're getting paid for it.
Well, but then your wife is going to be like, how much of that $50K belongs to me now?
You're basically going to walk back in and have to have a $40,000 Tiffany necklace or something. Yeah, exactly.
You can't buy a $40,000 Tiffany necklace because Uncle Sam, who's a deadbeat uncle who only comes around once a year, only asking for stuff, never giving, just asking. He's going to take his.
Yeah.
I don't know. This sounds like a bad deal to me.
And the city of New York's going to take their big tax.
Oh, that's true.
Yes.
It better be after taxes, $50,000. Because if it's pre-tax, you're lucky to walk away with like 12 or 15.
I don't think this is worth it.
The only reason I wouldn't do this is for my daughter, because I know she would be sad and not understanding of it because she's 7 years old. She's going to be like, how come I haven't seen dad for a month? But I'll be like, tell you what, baby girl, when we come back, we'll go to Disney World.
Hey, there you go.
And all will be forgiven.
Yeah, that's right. Now, see, again, I this would be a no-brainer for me because I love soccer. I would be all in on this, but I do understand if you don't like that sport, that'd be a little tougher ask. Is there something like the Olympics or I think around a similar amount of time?
I think that would be worse.
For me, it would because I don't care for the Olympics personally. I mean,
if you could,
I will watch a select few events. I'll watch the basketball in the summer. I'll watch a little track and field. Winter, I'll do hockey or sports that are like sports I usually watch.
Right,
but
right,
I'm not in on like skeet shooting or whatever they're doing. I don't know. Like, hey, that's the thing.
Skeet shooting.
Don't laugh. That's a real thing. There's skeet championships, Dylan.
What about
don't
luge?
laugh at that.
You a luge guy?
I'll watch it for like. I'll watch someone go down luge and go, wow, this is dangerous and incredible. And then I'll watch the second person go down. And then by the third person, I'm like, this all looks the same to me. It's
people going down a slide real fast.
Yeah, it's a bunch. Yeah, it's after like a couple watches of it, I'm good on the luge.
I think if you got me 104 college football games in that time span, I could do that. Like that is something that I could tolerate. I'm not exactly sure I feel like the value would be there still, but like I could make it through that.
Well, if in that, like you probably would have a similar number if you did it for 30 some days, because obviously there's more than 104 college football games in a month, but you can only watch one at a time.
Sure.
So if you stacked it up on like, you're watching the Friday night game, you're watching like Saturday
some action.
You're watching, and you're watching noon, you're watching 3:30, or then you're watching the 7 and even a West Coast. That's 4.
Right.
Plus the Friday, or if there's like, if there's a Tuesday action, Wednesday action, suddenly you're getting like 6 games a week. That's not, that's about what these guys are going to be. They're going to be doing more than that, I guess. But I could see college football season. I would absolutely do that too.
Yeah.
I would be in on that.
I mean, I pretty much do it. Well, I get paid to do it, but I pretty much do it.
Would you watch 104 baseball games for $50,000?
I don't think I've watched 104 baseball games in 32 years.
Baseball. I did. See, growing up here, I feel like if you grew up in Central Ohio, baseball's important, has its place, and there's diehard baseball fans who grew up here. I'm not saying that. But I think if you grew up in a town with a baseball team every single day, you got more acclimated to following that team every day. I did not, and I'm wearing my Mets hat right now. I grew up as a Mets fan. I casually keep up with them here. I'm not going to claim I'm a diehard fan, anything like that. You could not pay me. You'd have to triple that before I'd say I'd do 104 straight games of baseball.
I think I need more than triple.
I'm not interested in it for $50,000. No thanks.
I'm still hung up on the sport of skeet shooting. Like,
you don't know what this is?
I think people would sign up for that before they actually realize what it is.
I'm just covered in white goo.
Yeah.
Listen, you can look it up right now. It's
I did.
Look, it's a thrilling
But I had no
shotgun
idea.
sport where you shoot at clay targets, clay pigeons. You ever seen that where they shoot a clay disc? That's skeet. You're shooting skeet.
Didn't know what it was called.
It's called skeet. Yeah, shooting skeet, baby.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Wait till you find out about I told you about the bird thing the other day, where you're looking at when you're looking up birds.
Yeah.
They have a name for that. When you are looking at a bird and it's flying through the air, like I saw a heron flying the other day, and before I could even get a good look at it, I saw how like its wings were going. I'm like, that's a heron.
Oh yeah.
And sure enough, as it came overhead, I saw the long little legs hanging out and a big beak, and I'm like, yeah, it's a blue heron, great blue heron. We have them all over the place.
Little legs hanging out.
And what's this called?
The term. Go look up the term.
No, don't look it up. Please don't. You got to put some other terms in the search.
You know what? Let me just do
in
it
the
first.
search engine
see if the word
before you
computer
just
allows
type
you
in
to.
the term.
I'm going to type it in right now. What I think the phrase is. Yeah. Okay. This is. So.
Are you going to share the results after you tell us?
No. It's if you type in the word, the phrase to Google, jizzing a bird. That's the phrase. That's the phrase. It's you know how I learned this phrase is from Jim Harbaugh. Did you know this? Jim Harbaugh one time was talking about how birders will notice. He was saying how like when you watch a quarterback, you can kind of tell if they're good or not by how they carry themselves, how they walk.
Sure.
He's like, birders do this. They have a thing called the gis or the gis. And then I looked it up and it was like the literal term when you go on Wikipedia is jizz. Like that's what they call it, where you get the overall impression of what you're looking at. I'm not making this up.
I'm not saying you're making it.
We're going birding and skeet shooting. That's what we're going to do.
Harbaugh
That's what we're going to do.
Jizzing his quarterbacks is amazing.
That dude is weird. That dude is weird.
How much jizzing do you think he got out of J.J. McCarthy?
Well, anyway, it's been a fun show. I think we lasted about a year. I don't know who's going to replace this, but Steve can find out on Monday.
I don't even work here. So.
I'm wet. Stop it. It's just a birding term. All right. Good news if you like Cleveland and nostalgia and parties. We'll tell you about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Rain continuing to fall in many spots around the metro this morning, but still not seeing any crashes. Good news right there. We do have some slowdowns developing, though. That includes over on the east side, 70 in that westbound direction just outside of Reynoldsburg by Bryce Road. We also have some delays forming on 33 in that westbound direction, Pickerington Road, as well as Gender Road. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Scotty Vegas here, and I want to tell you about the best bet you can make this summer. It's getting a new vehicle from Krieger Ford. I'm absolutely in love with my new Bronco. The process was fast, fun, and no pressure. Krieger Ford on Morse Road. Best bet you can make. KriegerFord.com.
Your plate is full every morning thanks to the $6 Tim's Trio from Tim Hortons. Freshly brewed coffee, a hearty breakfast sandwich with a freshly cracked egg, and a daily baked donut. All of that for just $6. Yeah, that is a full plate for sure, but it's one less thing on your plate to worry about. So enjoy it to its fullest. The $6 Tim's Trio, only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons, at participating U.S. restaurants.
At ADP, we know you want your landscape business to succeed, but we don't know anything about landscaping. ADP only knows how to handle the business of your small business. So if ADP focuses on the payroll and the HR, while you focus on the land and the scaping, success should follow. Just don't expect us to know all about Kentucky bluegrass, zero-turn cutting, or what to do with a woodchuck. That's for you to figure out. Let ADP help your small business focus on the part of the business you're good at. ADP for small business.
Feeling stressed or overwhelmed? Not sure how to get the mental health help you need? We've got your back. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442. We'll help you figure out what mental health benefits may be in your health plan. No more confusion, just the support you deserve. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442.
Common Man and Timmy. Voted America's dumbest show by Marconi voters. Common Man is a Columbus radio legend. And by legend, I mean it's a miracle he hasn't been fired yet. And Timmy is, well, Timmy will complain about anything and everything. And he kind of looks like a woman. Giggity, giggity, giggity. So there's that. Common Man and Timmy.
Sponsored by Hinderer Motor Company.
Weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 on The Fan.
Buckeye Country Superfest 2026 is back for one day only in Columbus, Ohio. Saturday, June 13th at Ohio Stadium, featuring Tyler Childers. With special guests, the Red Clay Strays, Lord Huron, Sierra Farrell, Flatland Cavalry, and Caitlin Butts.
Your nose on the grindstone, out of the pure.
Tickets on sale now at BuckeyeCountrySuperfest.com.
Get your air conditioner fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling, 1-800-COOLING.
Save big on your next project at Menards. Check out our huge selection of Richmond water heaters. Whether it's electric or gas, tank or tankless, Menards has what you need in stock. Ensure that you have hot water for when you need it most with a new Richmond water heater from Menards. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com. for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Well, Lorenzo, the pitch looked good.
Yeah, so green.
USA keeper was decent enough.
Didn't have much to do.
99 minutes.
Not a single goal. Well, Bet365 sure came through, though. I bet $10 and get $365 in bonus bets just for signing up.
At least someone scored.
Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T's and C's apply. In-app only.
Join our resident gambling degenerates, Dave Biddle and Scotty Vegas for On the Money. Sunday mornings at 9.
Presented by the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
The Fan. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Both of these men love the Browns. Also, both of these men hate the Browns. If you know, you know. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
Tweet the program at Bone and Tyvis 971. We do have a guest coming up today, 8:30. We'll talk with your colleague, Joshua, over at NBC Sports, Nicole Auerbach.
Yes.
And you guys do a podcast as well.
Rushing the Field, which you can get anywhere you get your podcast. She's dialed in. She's great. She's spoken to a lot of people about all of I know it's been a big Brendan Sorsby week, but she's dialed in on all of the different things that are happening around the sport. So excited to get some insight from her.
Yeah. Before people say, great job booking this guest, Dylan. I booked this guest like I book every guest. I text the person who sits in that chair and said, hey, do you know this person? You think we could talk to him?
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly it. Yeah, I will say she annoys me because I listen to the podcast that you guys do, Rushing the Field, and I listened as a broadcaster. And obviously the show is great, but when the show starts, she comes in, and a lot of podcasters who do television or who do like a writing gig or whatever else they do, when they come in, they're like, hello, well, okay. And she instead came in like as good as any radio host I've ever heard who's been doing this for 20 years. And I was like, wait, she's on TV. She's a writer. She's better at this than I am.
She's very, very talented.
Incredibly talented.
Also
annoyingly good.
Super hard worker. I'm fortunate to be able to work around a lot of good people here and other places where I work, but she's one of the best for sure.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll talk to her coming up at 8:30. Good news if you like Cleveland and nostalgia and parties. That was the tease I gave you. Well, that is because coming up 1 week from today, that will be apparently the anniversary of 2016's Game 7 between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Golden State Warriors. You may remember that game.
Yeah.
Resulted in a championship for the Cavs. Pretty great, epic comeback. Blocked by James, all that stuff. Kyrie Irving with the three, every bit of it. So you can go relive that and watch that up at Rocket Arena. They're going to have, they have this outside plaza area apparently where they're going to have a block party. They'll have it up on a big screen. They'll have, food trucks and drinks. And apparently, I went and looked at it yesterday. I'm not going to be able to make it, But I didn't think that would be a fun thing to do, especially if you live up in Cleveland or if you like to get up. If you're a Cavs fan, you just want to relive that. It'll be 10 years, 10-year anniversary of that thing happening. Also makes me feel very, very old.
Yeah.
But
we don't have to talk about that.
I'm disappointed that that's your take, Bone.
What do you mean that you're disappointed? My take, by the way, is that it's happening and I'm presenting information.
You said that you want to go, that you would go if you could go.
I'm saying if I was like in Cleveland and I didn't have a lot going on that weekend, yeah, I'd probably go over there and just, hey, let's watch some of the game, hang out, enjoy some food. Sure, why not?
Well, it's disappointing because
that's loser talk. You taught me that.
Yes. Why are they celebrating the 10-year anniversary of a championship? They should be having present-day parades in Cleveland.
Let's calm down.
That's what they should be doing.
Everybody celebrates the major milestones on the championship.
You think
get the reunions going? You got all the guys, and you got gray hair and children and all the different things that happen.
You think franchises like, I don't know, the Yankees are like, yeah, let's celebrate the 10-year anniversary of 2011, or are their fans like, you know what, it's been too long, let's fire everybody?
Did they not honor any of those people at any point?
I mean, they might have invited them to a game. They didn't have a whole parade over it.
It's not a parade. It's just
let's create what happened in the streets in Cleveland 10 years ago because this present team can't win a championship.
No, it's just a fun way to engage fans and to get people to congregate.
No, it's like, yeah, come on down and celebrate because you're not celebrating a championship anytime soon.
6:50 a.m. is crazy to be sipping haterade.
Well, I don't
insane.
Dylan, I don't mind the haterade, and I usually would join you in that. But here's my issue though: is I feel like the loser talk would be the other way around. I feel like the loser talk would be, we can't acknowledge that because that might make people think about like what you're talking about. They might realize this team now isn't as good as that was, and oh no, what is that? Like a self-conscious organization, a nervous organization would say, "Oh, don't bring that up because we don't want people to hold us to that standard." I give them credit for saying, "Hey, it happened 10 years ago. We wish it was happening now. It's not, but let's enjoy that." And then having some organizational confidence of like, we'll have another one of these soon. I guarantee you, by the way, part of the reason this even exists is because they were hoping very much so that this would be concurrent to like maybe a playoff run of their own that ended with them being in the finals.
See, I didn't think you were going to go there. I was going to say maybe this is like a LeBron recruitment pitch. Like, hey, look at this.
By the way,
look at this. Look at you. We love you. Come on back.
The LeBron stuff is getting a little out of hand now because I saw that this comes from noted, again, unbiased resource called Let's Go Warriors is the name of the site that brings us this news. It has 3,000 newsletter subscribers. They were posting yesterday, I saw this making the rounds because a bunch of NBA like aggregator sites got it and started posting it, that Golden State is going to get both LeBron and Kawhi Leonard. They're going to do a deal. They're going to swing all this stuff. They're going to move stuff around. Who wants to see this? I mean, I guess if you just really enjoy fantasy sports where you like could put your guys on a team, but is that going to be a functionally good NBA basketball product in 2026 with Steph Curry, who's well into his 30s, LeBron, who's in his 40s, Kawhi Leonard, who is certainly aging? Like, I don't know. Yes, it's a big three. It would be very cool to see, I guess, for
fun.
a game.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like something that you would want to do, but it also feels like it's something you would have wanted to do 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But, like, it sounds great, and to your point, all the aggregators love that kind of stuff. I want clicks.
Oh, yeah, and of course, I the way I saw it was through a photoshopped image of LeBron and Kawhi wearing Warriors jerseys. And I just, ew.
Kawhi bothers me.
In what way?
I feel like injuries and like his run when he was like really dominating was like dominant, but I feel like it's a lot of who are we talking about with this? Gives me a little bit of Joe Burrow vibes, where I feel like we're living a little bit off of like a very finite window, and then outside of that, it's been a lot of like, I wish there was a little bit more there.
I mean, Kawhi's 34 years old, by the way.
2-time Finals MVP, I believe. Once in San Antonio, once in Toronto.
Sure.
I mean,
absolutely right. I'm just saying, but like, I think when the Toronto one happened, we were like, this guy's going to run the league, and then for a variety of reasons.
When he sunned Giannis in the Eastern Conference Finals and people want to forget about it?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, he did. I'm just saying, like, when that all happened, like, he had a year or two after that where he, was out for an entire year with an injury. Like, I don't know. He's just, that was the peak.
Yeah.
Was that like, when he was with the Raptors and the shot that bounced in and all that stuff, like, Yeah, we thought, I think at that point, at least I did, he's got another 5 years of dominance ahead of him, and it never has really
Feels
panned
like
out.
a lot of empty calories right now.
You said who wants to see this, though? LeBron and Kawhi in Golden State?
Oh, I know people. I know people want to see it for a hot second, but if I'm Golden State, I'm like, this is a parlor trick. This is just to sell tickets and jerseys. Okay. It doesn't actually win games.
Well, here's the thing.
They might be in that era, by the way, the sell tickets and jerseys era instead of the win games era.
They might be.
So
if LeBron leaves and he's not coming here, I wouldn't mind if he goes there and does this, because the way that trade's set up, they would have no one on their roster except for Steph, LeBron, and Kawhi. And the way Golden State and then LeBron and Miami built rosters was, hey, let's get a bunch of dudes that are not in their prime anymore, but are still great and are willing to come here on less salary, and they could do that.
Now,
they got an empty slate with those three, and then you could surround them with whoever.
You want to talk about loser talk? The ultimate loser talk, though, is, you know what I want to see? I want to see the two guys, Steph and LeBron, who were leading the teams in one of the greatest, multi-dynasty eras we've had in a while, with the Warriors and Cavs making, 4 straight finals? Yeah. Obviously, the Warriors took 3 of them. But, now those two just team up on the same team? But I need them separated. Never play together. I don't need them to play together.
Steph and KD playing in their peak together. This is totally different.
No, I need the rivalry to stay forever, that those two never played on the same team, because those films went on. Come on. If Michael Jordan suddenly was on a team with Clyde Drexler and Charles Barkley, and all of them were on the same team in the late 90s with the Wizards, that would have felt weird, because those are the guys you went up against when you won your championships.
We basically saw it in Houston, and it didn't work.
Well, I guess, maybe a little bit. All right. An NFL team is giving up home field advantage for the almighty dollar, at least according to one of their team legends. We'll talk about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
A heads up for folks that live on the north side of Columbus. This entire weekend, we are seeing some pipe repairs affecting 315, so a portion will be closed in both directions. We're talking just south of Mount Air between Old Woods Road and Highview Drive. It starts this morning at 9 a.m., ends until Monday at 3 p.m. So keep that in mind. We have a big impact. So that workaround, just not using 315 and taking Powell Road, State Route 750 instead to 23, using that route to head once again southbound, especially towards 270. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
At Great Lakes Hyundai, the savings are so good.
It's time for sun and savings at Great Lakes Hyundai. Right now, get a new 2060 Elantra SE for $59 per month for a 2-year lease. Just $59 a month for the drive into summer sale. This month only. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Dublin or Columbus or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit $39.95 down plus tax title first month payment. 7,500 miles per year and 7.6.
Your plate is full every morning, thanks to the $6 Tim's Trio from Tim Hortons. Freshly brewed coffee, a hearty breakfast sandwich with a freshly cracked egg, and a daily baked donut. All of that for just $6. Yeah, that is a full plate for sure, but it's one less thing on your plate to worry about. So enjoy it to its fullest. The $6 Tim's Trio, only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons, at participating U.S. restaurants.
The buzz is real at Zoombezi Bay's award-winning conservation tower. 3 all-new water slides, 1 thrilling experience. Make your splash at ZoombeziBay.com.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use, now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with 0 experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Nothing feels better on a hot summer day than coming home to a nice air-conditioned house. If your AC is on the fritz, don't sweat it. Call the pros at the Waterworks Heating and Cooling. We service all makes and models and can provide great savings on a Lennox home comfort system that delivers that perfect feeling. The Waterworks Heating and Cooling Services. Call us at 614-232-2222 and schedule fast service today. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results.
Today, we're talking about how you don't have to earn more when you can save more. Okay, so you brought me this stat. T-Mobile customers had the lowest wireless bills versus Verizon and AT&T over the past 5 years. That seems surprising.
Yeah, when I first heard it, I thought, okay. But when the experts at HarrisX broke it down, it was true for millions of families.
They have a 5-year price guarantee on experience plans and America's Best Network, plus lower bills. I'm not hearing any sacrifice here.
Which is what people need right now. Reliability, predictability. Affordable wireless service isn't a perk. It's a difference. And listeners, if you don't believe me, you can check it out at tmobile.com/switch.
Best mobile network based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. Price guarantee on talk, text, and data. Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Based on HarrisX billing snapshots from Q3 21 to Q4 25 compared to average AT&T and Verizon bills. Comparison excludes discounts, credits, and optional charges. For more details, see harrisx.com/T-Mobile-bills.
Recalculating route. Estimated arrival time. Never.
For people with nasal congestion, snoring, or sleep apnea, finding a solution feels like a never-ending road trip.
First stop, my primary doctor. Then the pharmacy. Then a sleep specialist. Then an ENT.
What if there was just one destination for all your problems?
Welcome to Advent, your one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care in one location. Over 95% of patients with severe nasal breathing issues report improvement. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
You have arrived at Clear Breathing.
Craving the O? Now it comes to you. For loyal fans, the O on Lane is now offering the O on the Go catering delivery. Perfect for the office or any group. Order boxed lunches or group catering right now at theoonlane.com. The O on the Go, delivered fresh, delivered easy.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good morning, I'm Dylan Gonzalez. In the Stanley Cup Final, the Carolina Hurricanes took a pivotal Game 5 by a final score of 4-2. They now lead the series over the Golden Knights 3-2, but Vegas head coach John Tortorella vowed the team would be back in Carolina for Game 7.
We got to find a way. I'm going to leave my clothes here, that's for sure. They'll be in the hotel.
Both the Guardians and the Reds had yesterday off, but both will be back on the diamond this evening. The Guardians will host the Detroit Tigers with first pitch at 7:10. The Reds will also be at home. They'll welcome in the Arizona Diamondbacks. That game will get started at 7:15. And no NBA Finals tonight. The Knicks and Spurs will play Game 5 tomorrow night. Game 6. Opening test is set for 8:30. New York leads San Antonio in the series 3-1. This update is sponsored by the Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling. Together to serve you better. Scheduled today at thewaterworks.com. Breaking sports news when it happens right here on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Tyvis Powell is a legendary Buckeye. T-Bone loves to eat Buckeyes. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
All right. Joshua is in for Tyvis. Joshua Powell. God. Now I'm doing it on purpose, I feel like. Joshua Perry is here. No, I have to get to this because weekend plans coming up. Mm-hmm. You were asking me what I was doing, and I mentioned I was going to see a band. I'm going up to Detroit to go see a band.
Detroit.
And I mentioned the name of this band, and I said, have you ever heard of them? And you said, no, I've never heard of them. And I do not believe that you've never heard this band. Maybe you've not heard of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to play a selection from this band. When I play this little opening riff.
Oh, this is like in all the movies and stuff.
You've heard this song?
Yeah, I've heard this song.
Okay.
Yes. I feel like Tyvis said that one time when you did this exact thing. When he was like, oh, yeah, this is a song from the movie. Like,
right, he did actually, yeah. So you've heard this song?
I have.
Okay. This song is called The Middle from Jimmy Eat World.
Okay.
You want to feel old. I'm going to the 25th anniversary of the Bleed American album, which this song is off of. Tonight in Detroit, they're playing. So after the show, me and my wife are going to drive up. We're going to go see them. I love Jimmy Eat World. Mm-hmm. They're great. They're playing with a band called Sunny Day Real Estate. If you haven't heard of them, that's okay. but a few of their members
You didn't
initially.
have to throw the if in there if you haven't heard of them.
Well, I was going to say you may know them from a little band called the Foo Fighters, but then again, you didn't know who David Grohl was the other day, so maybe not.
Listen, man, I've got a narrow scope of music.
So,
narrow scope of things. Good album. Anyway, go ahead.
In the same vein, when I was walking around PAL yesterday, they had all the signs for PAL Fest, which is next weekend. But my girlfriend was asking me, like,
it's all in honor of Tyvis.
What? Yes. She was like, what kind of like bands, like live music do they have here? And I'm like, sometimes it's like smaller bands, but sometimes they have bigger ones, like Smash Mouth was there a couple of years ago. And I was like, so they have big bands, but ones that are like 30 years old. And I was like, that just sounded disgusting.
Yeah.
Saying that Smash Mouth is 30 years old.
Yeah.
Like All Star came out in 1999.
Well,
but that, I mean, so like Smash Mouth being 30 years old is like that, like some of those songs, because that was in Shrek, right? Like
that's how I feel All-Star. Like the kids know it.
But that didn't Shrek come out in like 2000, 2001, something like that?
It was a few years after that.
Yeah, I'm saying like.
But I was there. I lived it, Bone.
Yeah, oh, dude, trust me, I lived it too. Here's how old that band is. The lead singer's dead.
Oh, like, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he died, and he died like 3 years ago. Like, it wasn't even recent. Like, it's been a while. Stained, another band from a million years ago. Anyway, so yeah, that's where I'm going this weekend doing that. You have anything planned for this weekend, Joshua?
I think we're going to go to a farmer's market tomorrow.
Sounds very.
By the way,
you sound so thrilled about that.
Every suburb has a farmer's market now.
Yeah, it's getting.
Where are all these farmers coming from, by the way, with their markets? Because when I go there, it's usually not. I don't see anybody who's like, "Well, I was getting the beets into the barn." It's like, no, it's usually like a woman with like a mason jar with candles in it or something, and it's like
these are like hobby.
She could
farmers.
also be from the farm. Yeah. I'm just saying.
No, it's hobby farming. Like
yes.
So I'd sent my wife this house that we absolutely cannot afford, but I loved it and it was on Zillow yesterday. And it was like this just beautiful home, but then you look at the rest of the property and it had a barn there and like all the different things, and it had like basically a vegetable farm and like other places where you could do stuff. And I feel like that's a lot of people who show up at these farmers markets selling their wares is like,
yes,
you know, they're reconnecting with earth and they're doing something that feels fulfilling, but it's not like Farmer Jack in his overalls.
That's like bringing the wares to market.
Yes.
Like I have some I have some vegetables, or maybe I have a young calf that you'd like to make veal out of or whatever. Like I don't like that is not what most farmers markets are. They're craft markets, essentially, right?
Yes.
Like just call it that. Just say it's a crafts market, because that's 90% of what it is craft. Even if it's baking, it's like craft artisan baking. It's not. I just farmers market's a misnomer. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
especially when it's in like
it's a great marketing term though.
If it's in Uptown Westerville, I don't know that I don't know that it's all from the farm. Is
right,
all
like
I'm saying.
The one I frequent the most is the one in Bridge Park, and it's like women's
Bridge Park, right?
That's where I think we're going.
Beads.
Yeah, and it's like there's Bridge Park. The other one that
get
my
your
wife
crystals
likes.
for your aura. And it's like, from what? Farmer Bill getting his chakras right. Yeah, I don't think that's a farmer's market.
Well, there's the one in Evans Farm in Lewis Center, which like
at least that's in a place named after a farm.
It's a residential master plan development in the middle of a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Right? Like there are no farms left in Lewis Center in case you guys haven't been there recently. Right? Like
At least in Marysville, like when we have our farmers, they do have a farmer's market in Marysville, but like I live on farmland that is still farm. Like my housing plot behind it is still farm.
Yes.
Like there's a farm there.
Yes.
For now.
Until they sell.
Well, no, soon enough. Don't worry. We're getting an AI data center in there that'll take all the water and it'll sound like a jet plane all the time. That's good. I'm glad we gave hundreds of millions of dollars of tax breaks to these billionaire idiots to build these stupid things. So now it's like, hey, did you want to make Princess Leia slightly hotter and have bigger boobs? That's what we're doing with the data centers now. That's what the AI is here for. Is it getting rid of the trash? No. Is it doing anything about sewage? No. AI is not helping us there. What it is doing is making dumb artwork that nobody really asked for. And occasionally stupid songs for your local radio hosts, such as, little things like this. I mean, that part. I am part of the problem.
By the way, we haven't nominated a CWB in light years.
No, we have. Well, there. What does that tell you? Tells you Ryan Day was lying to you.
Yeah, the whites are good.
Not this year. Not in 2026. Not so far.
If you want to say that your peers aren't living up to snuff, that's on you.
We're not getting the job done. We're not. We're not holding up our end of the bargain. Brian Urlacher, he is, of course, a Bears legend. He was talking about...
He's a CWB, I would say.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean,
All right.
Tyvis, I think, would agree.
I would stamp
Dylan,
it.
you and I can't... Okay. That's fine. If Joshua wants to nominate it, that's fine. Or stamp it, that's fine. All right, we'll give him that. But he was talking on This Is Football podcast. Great name. But he was talking about the prospect of the Bears moving out to Hammond, Indiana, and what he feels about that entire situation.
I do not like the Bears playing anywhere but Soldier Field. I can't picture them, because even if they went to Arlington Heights, which is in Illinois, they're going to be in a dome. And I think if they go to Indiana, they'll be in a dome. I don't like that. I don't like the idea of them playing in a dome anywhere. I understand financially it makes a ton of sense for them to go to Indiana. They don't own Soldier Field, so that Sundays are not very profitable for them. You know, they don't, like usually the Cowboys. Jerry Jones owns that stadium. He's doing pretty well on Sundays and during any other events there. The Bears don't own their stadium, and the state of Illinois for some reason is not giving them as good a deal as maybe they should. And Indiana's willing to offer more. So I get it, man. I don't like it, but business-wise, it makes a ton of sense for them to go to Indiana. It's only 25 extra minutes from downtown, so what's the big deal? Except they'll be playing in a dome, which I don't like.
Yeah, I was going to mention, you mentioned the dome thing. I just take it that you just value football weather.
100%. And it's the only advantage the Bears have, honestly. You know, if you go to Soldier Field in November or December, it's going to suck. The weather's not going to be good. You're not going to like it. And playing there, you practice in it, you get used to it. There is some advantage to that. You don't have very many home field advantages in this game, and that's one you're taking away from it if you go to the dome.
I mean, of the three people in this room, you're the only one who's lived in Chicago, Joshua.
Yeah.
So what do you agree with that home field advantage take?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I went to a game, maybe two games out there, and one of them was one of those really cold weekends. Like, certainly that's a deal for them. And I think that anybody who is in a climate like that and moves to a dome, I don't know why you would want to make it a neutral type of situation. I think the weather is one of the things, like, you know, you got a Jacksonville, for example, that's got to come play in the cold. Like, they've been used to just chilling down there. It's definitely a thing. We see it with Miami, right? In their division, where they've got to go play cold weather games, and like the record hasn't been great for them. So I agree with that part. I think one of the things, and I know they're billionaires, but one of the things about these finances that I think needs to be mentioned for why the Bears operate the way that they do. This is a family whose almost entire net worth is the Bears. They don't have cash.
Right.
So being in a stadium deal where you don't own the stadium, so it's not making as much money as Jerry Jones, for example, is rough for them. And I know we hate the public funding thing. I'm not sure where they would get the money to do a project like that besides private investors, and they probably don't want to give up any more of the team than they already have, because they've been selling off portions of it.
Yeah.
They had to pay the damn estate tax when Mrs. McCaskey passed away. Like, they couldn't pay the estate tax, so they had to give away part of the team to do that.
That is insane.
It's a complicated situation for them. Like, they're not in a great spot. And I agree with the idea of keeping them in Chicago and Soldier Field and all that kind of stuff, but I know where their business is at. I don't think they have a lot of choices.
Well, I'm no fan of domes. I'm not a fan of the Browns giving up their home field advantage, whatever it is. They haven't had a team worthy of home field advantage in 25 years since they built that, or since they, came back in that
trying
stadium.
to get it back.
But now they're going to move out to the suburbs, and they're going to put a dome on the thing so they can have WrestleMania there. Great. But meanwhile, like, now when you get a team that could possibly come up and play in a cold weather game, you're losing that. Now it's going to be 70 degrees in there in December or January. I just don't think that makes any sense. But I'm glad to know Brian Urlacher, at least, and I agree on that one thing. I don't know if we agree on anything else, but we agree on that. Zach Werenski, some rumors keep flying around about him, and I think we have to, as Jackets fans, like, put our foot down, put a little line in the sand. We'll talk about it next. Timon and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning and welcome to your Friday morning commute, folks. We finally made it towards the end of the week. Right now, we are seeing a crash on the southeast side of Columbus just as you're passing Groveport. It's 270 northbound at 33. That left lane is currently blocked for you. Not causing many delays for you this morning, but it could as more cars head out the door. Be mindful, we still do have an active scene. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your Fan Traffic.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Let me ask you something. When's the last time a contractor did exactly what they said they would? On time, on budget, didn't give you any surprises at the end. With Baths R Us, there are no surprises. These folks started in Ohio and grew by word of mouth because they do it right the first time, on budget. And here's the difference with Baths R Us. They have local crews, never subcontracted. The people who show up to your door, they're trained Baths R Us employees. They aren't just some random crew that got hired last week and has no idea what they're doing in your home. Whether you need a safer bathroom to stay independent or you just want a space you're proud of, Baths R Us builds it to last. That's Baths R Us. Call today and see what it's like to work with people who actually keep their promises. 380-225-BATH. That's to call Baths R Us and deal with a company that started right here in Ohio and grew by word of mouth. Because they treat people right. They do what they say they're going to do. 380-225-BATH to call Baths R Us. Baths R Us. Bathrooms you can trust. Call now.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
I have a buddy who's going to be popping the question soon. He's planning everything out. He asked me, can you help me out with the ring? I said, of course I can. I've got a guy, Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. Now you talk, Bob.
Hi, I'm Bob Capace. I'm your guy.
Go in, see my friends at Worthington Jewelers, tell them I sent you, and you'll get the true VIP experience.
I'll treat them better than I treat you.
That's not hard. Worthington Jewelers on High Street in Worthington, worthingtonjewelers.com, where Columbus gets engaged. And tell them Common Man sent you.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Bring your landscape back to life with an unbeatable deal from Ohio Mulch. 5 bags of premium mulch for just $10. You choose from absolute black, brown, or red to make your flowers pop and your curb appeal shine. Whether you're refreshing flower beds or finishing up that weekend project, Ohio Mulch, they have everything you need to make it look like a pro did it.
Ohio Mulch, landscape supply, cleaner, greener, better.
Everybody thinks they're a great driver. Outlaw Motor Speedway gives you the chance to prove it. Experience professional racing simulators, full motion rigs, and some of the world's iconic tracks right here in Grandview. Race your friends, join a league, or bring the office out for an unforgettable corporate event. And when the checkered flag drops, keep the night going with great food and drinks here or next door at Agave and Rye. Then climb back in the driver's seat and see who's got what it takes. Book your race today at outlawsimracing.com.
Take a vacation from high interest rates this summer. With a special rate on balance transfers at BMI Federal Credit Union, you can put more money back in your pocket this summer. Visit bmifcu.org/consolidate to transfer your high interest credit cards today.
Proper tree care is an investment that can lead to substantial returns and increased personal enjoyment. Hiring a certified arborist can help care for your trees and prevent storm damage. Inspections by Ohio ISA certified arborists can often find and mitigate tree defects before they fail. Only professionals with specialized knowledge and training are properly equipped to provide appropriate care. To find an arborist, visit trees4ohio.org. That's trees, the number 4, ohio.org.
Feeling stressed or overwhelmed? Not sure how to get the mental health help you need? We've got your back. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442. We'll help you figure out what mental health benefits may be in your health plan. No more confusion, just the support you deserve. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442.
ESPN senior NFL insider Adam Schefter joins Rothman and Ice every Wednesday at 12:30, and he works blue.
Okay. The NFL Playbook with Adam Schefter is sponsored by the Roofing Guys.
Indeed it is. The Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Happy Friday, everyone. We'll see a few stray showers and storms this morning, turning mostly cloudy with wake-up temperatures in the 70s. And then this afternoon, highs getting into the mid to low 80s with more sunshine in the forecast. Clearing skies tonight with lows in the 60s. And for Saturday, lots of sunshine as highs get in the mid to upper 80s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
We are your radio home for the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. We may have a bit of a football problem. Oh, yeah? The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Tyvis hates Girl Scout cookies.
I hate it.
And little girls. And America.
I hate.
Seriously, Tyvis, what the hell?
Okay, whatever this is, I already hate it.
You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
By the way, I think this is a good question talking about the Bears' financial realities. Like you brought up the McCaskey family. They're talking about moving to Hammond, Indiana so they can have their own stadium. And it'll be, and maybe they're doing that as a ploy to get the state of Illinois to kick in some stuff. I don't know. But the other option is, Arlington Heights, where they would still own the stadium or have control of the stadium for a decent amount. Either one of those is probably going to be under a dome. Brian Urlacher said he hates the fact they're giving up their home field advantage. So we're talking about that, and you brought up the finances and about how the McCaskey family they don't have the money that they don't have the cash.
They don't have the cash.
Right. They have the asset, but they don't have the cash. Coach Beard makes an interesting point. He said, couldn't these people take out debt at like 0% against the Bears as an asset? And that is something I don't know about. I'm not in the super rich people, lending area, but
there's a financial product for everything, right? It's the people who are like, billionaires don't pay taxes. And it's like, part of the reason why is because they'll borrow against the value of assets that they have. And when you take out debt and you spend it, like that doesn't count as income, so they don't pay taxes, right? So if you have something of value, they will certainly lend against the value of it. Now, I think if you're the McCaskies, you're sitting there and saying, would I leverage this team and put up a portion of it as collateral? And if we default, now somebody else owns another portion of this football team. I think part of the reason why they wouldn't do that is they're just very conservative in their thought process about how they would deal with the team.
That's fair. I get that. My only pushback would be it's like, yes, and if you were an NBA owner or a Major League Soccer owner or even an NHL owner, Major League Baseball, almost any other league, I could understand that. You own an NFL, not any NFL team, a legacy. When they take a survey of people and say, what's a famous NFL team? What's the first team that comes to your mind? Bears are going to be like top 5.
Sure.
Dallas Cowboys, right? Like these are the franchises people think of. And I would think they would be able, if anyone would, to go to a bank and say, most favorable terms, longest amount of runway. And oh, by the way, whenever we have to pay this off, the value of the franchise might be triple. Like
Dave Ramsey would tell you, when you take on debt, you're taking on risk. And I just think they're very conservative.
I know they are very conservative. I just feel like yes, most people, that's true. You and I go get a loan at the bank. It's very different than when you say, oh, what's my asset that I'm putting up here? I'm putting up a fraction of a thing that prints money. The NFL has a contract with television that prints money. It's different. Even without their stadium being owned, all their merchandise, everything else that they have. Like,
I think the other thing,
I still wonder how they don't make better sense of that.
I'm not sure how easy it is for them to do that in terms of like, does Roger Goodell's office have to like approve every portion of a deal like that goes on?
Oh, I'm sure there's something to that effect. You're right.
It's like, I'm not trying to sit here and defend them because
I know.
I personally am tired of public funds being given over to all these people.
No kidding.
But the way that this group is, just from a philosophy standpoint, it makes it very difficult for them to thrive in what they're trying to accomplish right now.
No, and I do get the logic of they want to own whatever it is that they're, whatever stadium they have so that they can, because again, they're one of the few that don't have that luxury like all these other ownership groups do. That would change things for them. But again, we're talking about it being, yes, it's slightly more annoying to do your finances. Now you would just be even cash rich and rich. Like they're rich right now. They may not be cash rich. This is just to change that aspect of it.
I think that
every NFL fan would trade with them to be in that minor dilemma versus like most regular people's actual financial issues.
I'm curious if the NFL has like they probably do, but rules about how much cash you need to have on hand, like cash reserves, and maybe if they should increase it because of the situation.
Yeah, well, fair enough.
Yeah, like force a sale.
Yeah, it's there's that too. I find it so odd that the NFL will vet people and weed out people from buying teams because it's like, oh, you haven't owned something for long enough. We don't know if we can really trust you on that. But then they will let these ownership groups exist where it's like, how did you own this team? Because Grandpappy had it, and then he passed it down to my dad, and then my dad passed it down to me, and I'm passing it down to my kids. And none of us ever had to work for a day in our lives. We don't understand anything about business. We just do what we were told. And that's pretty much like that can go on for generations.
That was the Chargers. And is one of the reasons why they wanted to move to LA so bad is like they were very much that we've owned this for a while and it's basically the biggest thing we've owned. They had some real estate outside of that.
Spanos family, right?
Yes, but all of their business essentially was very illiquid assets, and they were like, we need cash. And they created so much cash overnight by going to LA.
Yes. Yeah. And I'm sure the Bears, if they move to Indiana or they move to Arlington Heights, they will generate cash flow immediately. But again, we're talking about an asset that already has billions of dollars of appreciation from when they started. You're right. That like both approaches can be true. You can be very conservative with how you run your finances, and also, like I think it was Coach Beard in the chat said, you could go get favorable financing to do whatever you need to do and still stay at Soldier Field and still be the traditional Bears team in downtown Chicago. All
terms
that stuff.
You could never even dream of.
No, terms, you walk into a bank, any normal person get laughed out. Banks line up to give billionaire families like this these type of ridiculous deals. Speaking of odd, it's not ridiculous. He's deserving of all of it, but a guy who's also got a pretty great deal is Zach Werenski, right? He's still got 2 years left on his contract with the Blue Jackets. Now, I said we need to put a line in the sand, foot in the ground. I'm curious what you guys think, because I'm reading this. This is from Pierre LeBrun, who is, writes for The Athletic. He's covered the NHL for decades. The guy has all the insider information you could want, right? So there was an NHL rumblings thing where he posted the following. He said there's been a lot of speculation about Zach Werenski in the wake of Dylan Larkin's trade request. Dylan Larkin from the Red Wings, he's their captain. He wants out. There's been speculation of, well, if Dylan Larkin wants out, people thought Zach Werenski was going to go to the Red Wings sometime because he's from Michigan. He's from Detroit. Dylan Larkin's from Detroit. They were teammates in high school, teammates in college. They are going to pair up at some point. Well, now Dylan Larkin wants out. Could that be a sign that Zach Werenski maybe wants out too? And I thought, when I first started seeing this, I'm like, oh, that's not good. This is the Norris Trophy. Well, we got to keep Zach Werenski. He's a key piece of this franchise, right? But then I go read all the articles that are speculating about it, and it's just like everybody's reasoning on it essentially is like Pierre LeBrun says, no one has called from the Jackets to Zach Werenski and said, we're thinking about trading you. Zach Werenski has not called the Jackets and said, I want to be traded. Right. There's been no discussions anywhere about this.
Yep.
But I'm Pierre LeBrun, and I just assume Zach Werenski cannot want to play in Columbus the rest of his life. And again, if we're talking about it from the standpoint of the team, the franchise has been very underwhelming, to say the least. Totally understood there. Mm-hmm. But I just feel like if we're going to put this stuff out there, it almost feels like the hockey media being like, why is Zach Werenski not in one of the, the original 6 markets or not in a traditional hockey market?
And it's so fueled.
And that just feels like speculation.
It's so fueled as well by like, oh, well, he's from Detroit. Like, because that's where a lot of this is. And like, oh, he's friends with this guy and that guy. And it's like, that to me is the lazy thing that we do when we're just looking for things to talk about, is we create these little connections in our brain and we project narratives that we believe onto situations where they don't actually exist.
Yes, I think 100%.
And I imagine if just regular Joe Schmo, you move to a different state for your job, and then someone just says, hey, is your best friend moving with you? Wouldn't that be a stupid question?
It sounds like something
somebody?
A third grader would ask you. Like, do we move too because our friends move? Yeah. No, you don't. Like,
these guys have their own life circumstances too, that it doesn't matter what their roommate in college is doing. They're going to live their own life.
No, I think the idea that Dylan Larkin wants to move on, could he and Zach Werenski team up in a new location, is such a ridiculous leap. It makes no sense. Now, if you're an NHL insider and you're hearing rumblings that players who are in Zach Werenski's situation, right, where you're at, like, you are one of the best, you are the best at your position, right? He just won the Norris Trophy. Like, he's the best at his position. And year over year, the last few years, he's been one of the 2 or 3 best. That guy doesn't like to lose. He has even said this offseason, I really miss winning.
Yep.
I won with Team USA, and I forgot how good that felt. I'd like to do more of that. Okay, sure. That's a little bit of a dent in the armor, if you will, of what's happening with the Blue Jackets. Sure, that could be viewed as a shot at the Blue Jackets. But also, do you think Don Waddell likes losing?
Well, Bones has pretty much been on record of like, I don't like what I have seen here, and I am going to change it.
Yes. Now, if let's say this season they fall flat on their face. Right. No one's now. Let's say he's playing awesome, but all their plans this offseason don't go to fruition. They don't really get any of the big time players they're trying to add. Whoever they dump ends up going elsewhere and playing great, and this team is mired yet again in mediocrity. Sure, by the trade deadline, I'm very much guessing we will be hearing way more than rumblings from Zach Werenski.
Sure.
Not because I've heard anything from an insider, but because I have common sense. Like, guys who are competitive, who played a long time with one organization that's never won anything, want to go places to have a chance to win. But I don't think that's happening this offseason. I think it's certainly something to keep an eye on. But it's more like, it just feels more like Toronto people and Chicago people and New York people going like, why the hell is he in Columbus? That place sucks. Yeah, right. They think he'd want to go elsewhere.
Oh, dude, the way people in Chicago talk about the Blackhawks, and I watched some bad hockey while I was living there, but they still talk about it like it is the greatest thing ever.
Sure.
It's insane.
Yeah. I mean, you can still watch bad hockey from the Blackhawks. They're still delivering on that promise. They've not improved, really. Former Buckeye is a member of the Lunatic Fringe, and we had it confirmed yesterday by one of his former coaches. You hear the audio in 2 minutes. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
If you're a West Side driver, a heads up here. If you're heading downtown, the left lane is currently blocked on 70 eastbound right by that 71 split because of a disabled vehicle out there. So just keep that in mind. Be patient, of course, and sticking with our West Side, just in case you're taking 40 eastbound between 42 to 270, you're looking at a 19-minute commute. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albisu with your fan traffic.
Hey there, Bo Bishop here. Tired of the same old routine? It's time to escape with an RV from RCD RV. Motorhomes, fifth wheels, travel trailers, they've got them all. Shop hundreds of RVs in stock today. 3 locations in Central Ohio to serve you, or online anytime at rcdrv.com.
Before you hit the grill this weekend, ask yourself one question. Does this need Paisano peppers? Burgers? Yep. Sausage? Absolutely. Pizza? You better believe it. Paisano peppers, authentic, additive-free peppers, add the perfect kick to any dish. The only thing we don't recommend putting them on is your ice cream. And honestly, somebody's probably doing that too. Find Paisano peppers at local retailers across Central Ohio and taste what your food's been missing. Paisano peppers, because bland is boring.
It's 2026, the year you achieve your health goals. The Good Feet store wants to help. Trade in your bad feet for good feet. We want to help you walk, run, exercise, and play in comfort this year. Visit the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway near the Polaris Mall or on Stringtown Road in Grove City.
When it's too hot to go out, it's definitely too hot for your AC to go out. The Waterworks Heating and Cooling Pros are here to help. We offer fast repair and AC replacement for any cooling system when you need it. Plus, we're a premier Lennox dealer and can install an energy-efficient system for a great price. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit us online at thewaterworks.com. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Capital Ford of Columbus. Find your dream ride and get approved fast at capitalfordofcolumbus.com. Your home for football, food, and fun. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Tweet the program at Bone and Tyvis 971. Joshua Perry in for Tyvis Palace. He's still on paternity leave. Next week, his final week of paternity leave. Baby Tsunami is here. And then he'll be back after next week.
I wonder what his level of enjoyment is being at home. Because there's part of this where, you know, it's stressful and you're tired.
Yeah.
Certainly. But there's another part where you just get to reconnect in different ways and your family is evolving and you have to basically like kiss your old family structure goodbye and welcome in your new family structure, which I think is a beautiful thing. And so I'm curious, like his level of like, he loves to work. We know that about him, but is he really enjoying just being at home for a little bit?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, you know what? Find out in a week. Now, I didn't see he was not in the YouTube chat today, or I think yesterday a little bit.
That man's tired.
Yes, it's okay. That's why you take leave, because your kid, your newborn, and you have 2 other kids.
You got 2 other ones.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch going on right now. So that's all good. But he will be back here in just a little bit over a week. Tyvis will make his return. But by the way, Dylan, I have to do just some show business on the air. I forgot to ask you before the show. Did we ever come up with a game show for today?
Yes, I came up with one this morning. I was struggling last night.
Good. All right.
And Fish hated us.
That's
he
okay.
Was like, these dummies don't know what they're doing.
That's right. It's funny. Yeah, he texts us, "What's the game show?" And we're like, "I don't know, but we'll figure something out by tomorrow at 7:45."
We got a little snippy too.
We will. That's all right.
He got snippy the other day too when I just insinuated that LeBron was the GOAT. I just got an okay in response. I was like, oh, man, I didn't know it was that serious. I know you're from Chicago, but my God, please let me keep my job. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so we have 1 hour from now. Nicole Auerbach will join us from NBC Sports. We'll talk college football stuff with her. Obviously, plenty of discussion about the Texas Tech Brendan Sorsby stuff. She's been, covering all that, so we'll get into that in an hour. Game show coming up in 15 minutes or so. But this is near and dear to my heart because you know how I feel about the Buckeyes. Obviously, we all root for the Buckeyes here. Joshua, you played for the Buckeyes. You are a Buckeye. But I am someone who tends to be lunatic fringe. I tend to have very high expectations. So I warmed my heart yesterday. Brian Hartline was on, I believe this was Steve Smith's podcast. Yes, 89 with Steve Smith and James Palmer, their podcast. I listen all the time. Brian Hartline, now at USF, head coach there, he was talking about Carnell Tate and what NFL teams are going to get, or I guess the Titans are going to get with Carnell Tate. And this is what he said.
He's already veteran, and so he's going to want to know every single spot on that offense. And when he watches film, he's going to grade the lineman too. And that's just how he thinks.
I love that.
I know. He literally does it all.
Man.
And he'll be shooting me texts like, man, do we got anybody else to play left guard or I'm like, hey, Carnell, why don't you just worry about yourself, bro?
Okay. One, love that. Love that. Do we think at all that it was about the left guard or the left tackle last year? Or do we think it was not about we
might have been the other side.
Might have been on the right side. I think we know what side it was,
in particular, Brian. It might have been the guard.
Yeah, we know who this was.
So worry about yourself.
That man wanted Tagra Shabola benched, and that is just like me. Yeah, Carnell Tate, I'm with you.
All right.
I hear you.
I don't want to speak out of turn.
I do.
But I think there were people in that building who absolutely agreed, but they were like, what is the other option? Right? Because I think as fans, we sit there and we're like, oh, man, such and such sucks. We got to bench them. And part of the equation is, great, who's stepping in there? Because we're not just going to go out there with 10.
Yeah.
And it was not a great year for the offensive line. They were down. They got to develop. They got to get better. I think they'll probably be better this coming season, but I think when he saw that from Carnell, he wasn't necessarily shocked, and he might have been like, yeah, bro, you're right, but what are we going to do?
Dude, I still think, and clearly Ohio State still has plenty of skill position weapons, all that stuff. Jeremiah Smith is still there. We got it. Julian Sayin has, a lot of arm talent and clearly can play the position pretty well. But I don't think I'm breaking any news when I've said this many times. Julian Sayin has vast room to improve.
Mm-hmm.
Even for a guy who was a Heisman finalist, he has room to improve. He has room to grow. And I think you can look at the two biggest games of the season after the Michigan game as evidence of the fact that if that offensive line is not giving him time,
yes,
he does not do well has not done well under pressure. Maybe he will do better this year. But there's a lot of variability to this offense. I feel like a lot of people have just shifted to, well, offense was kind of rough last year. Everyone will just improve. It'll be better this year. Dust our hands of that. Defense we need to be worried about because you lost all these guys to the NFL.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's unreasonable, but to your point, the offensive line is improving because we're hoping that everyone got improvement by getting older and better.
Yes, which is, again, a reasonable
possible
expectation.
Very
possible.
possible.
Ohio State, right? Like the more years you spend in the program, the better you should be as a player.
Right.
And if you're not, that's both a recruiting error because you're not developing, and it is also a coaching error because a coach recruited that player and then didn't develop them.
Yes.
Right?
All the above.
Okay. So that right there is a thing on its own. But in the defense of the offensive line, to me, that is the hardest position to get right in recruiting and the hardest position to get star players to be stars. Because most of the time, guys don't walk in the door and just have a body that's ready to play and a mind that's ready to play and a physicality and a toughness that's ready to go. That is a 2 to 3 year project in a lot of ways. Now, you're Ohio State. How do you speed up the curve? Right? That's why a lot of guys in that building are getting paid a ton of money. It seems like every coach over there is doing just fine. It's because of your ability to beat the 2 years that it typically would take. But our expectation should be that the offensive line will be better. To your point, it is not just a given that happens. A lot of things have to happen in that process for us to see them become better this season.
Yeah. I feel like when you couple, there's ifs. There's if Julian Sayin can take the next steps, if the offensive line can gel, be better, and not just like be better, but like there has to be significant improvement on the right side of that line, which, yeah, maybe if some of the guys who got to play in the second half, of that Indiana or that Miami game, particularly, like that might be a solution, right? If you get your running backs healthy and get more depth at that position.
Sure.
But this is all, I'm just saying, this is not all a given.
No.
You also lost some in the tight end room. That's, I hope we're not running 4 tight ends out a lot this year. I hope that's a product of the previous coordinator who's now no longer here. He's coaching in South Florida. But if that philosophy remains, then I have some big questions about this offense that I don't think are, again, for this team to win 10, 11 games, no question. I think they'll still be plenty good enough to do that. The question is always, can they go out and win a national championship? And that's the level of improvement that I do have my ifs and concerns. Not grave concerns, just questions about.
Well, I think the two things that you're talking about are a little bit at odds, right? Like there's expectation, and then there's the reality of what happens. And I think, once again, I think it's fine for people to have high standards and high expectations, but I don't think you should let your expectations cloud how reality actually works, if that makes sense. The tight end thing I'm actually very interested in, as an aside, because I thought it was a little bit tight end heavy, certainly. I also know that a lot of offensive minds nowadays like the tight end position because they can create what they call like longer surfaces up front. There are more gaps for a defense to have to account for.
Okay.
And I think it unveils defensive philosophies in a way that maybe these wide open formations don't. And so I think that's almost a little bit of a philosophical, how do you feel about just like the way you want your offense to have to be defended? So does that change now with a different coordinator, or is that more of a Ryan Day likes bigger offensive surfaces up front for defenses to have to figure out?
Oh, yeah, and we didn't even mention that part of it. Like, you have a new offensive coordinator, which I know it's Ryan Day is your offensive-minded head coach, but he's trying to do the executive thing of let's hire a guy whose job is just to do that. And you have a former NFL head coach at offensive coordinator, Arthur Smith. So, yeah, like I'm not saying it can't improve. I think it will. If I had to bet on which way it's going to go, I think it's going to be better than last year offensively.
Sure.
But to say that it's just penciled in, offense will be fine, don't even worry about it. Well, like the logic of everyone would just get better.
Yeah, this
at
is
the
what
positions
we do
where it
in the
didn't work.
Season, though. This is
I
how
don't
we
know
set
about
ourselves
that.
up for disappointment. We all just say everything is going to be great, and there's no way anything could ever go wrong. And we paint a picture in our brain.
Yeah.
And then it looks like sometimes it looks like a finger painting when you get to the season, and then you're upset.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Expectations always high around here, of course. A game show coming up next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Still looking at 2 crashes out there when it comes to your roadways. The first one's going to be just outside of Lockburn on the south side of Columbus, 23 northbound. Right before is State Route 317, London Groveport Road. That left lane is currently blocked, so definitely expect some slowdowns as you're making your way towards the city, even towards 270. Also, a heads up for our friends on the southeast side. We're also still watching that crash 270 northbound at that 33 split. That left lane is also blocked. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your Fan Traffic.
Ready to move? Open an Ohio Homebuyer Plus account at CME Federal Credit Union and earn 6.5% APY for up to 5 years. Ready to buy? Lock in a 5/1 ARM mortgage at just 5% APR. Learn more at cmefcu.org.
Welcome to Hollywood Casino.
What can I get you?
How you doing, Columbus?
The same Hollywood you know, with a new hotel to love. Hollywood Casino and Hotel Columbus, coming June 2026. Book now. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
This 4th of July week, Championship Golf takes center stage in Columbus. From July 2nd through 5th, the 46th U.S. Senior Open Championship comes to Scioto Country Club, where legends of the game meet hallowed grounds that don't play favorites. Feel the energy, the tradition, and the pressure of championship golf at its finest. Be there for every moment. Tickets are available now on SeatGeek.
Tyvis here for Tri-State Men's Health. If you're wondering where I've been, my wife and I just welcomed a baby boy, and we're loving every minute of it. The only challenge? Sleep has become a pretty rare commodity. With all those late nights, it's nice to know I don't have to worry about my performance and confidence when it comes to my relationship. That's where Tri-State Men's Health has made a real difference for me. Just because you're getting older doesn't mean you have to feel like it. If your energy is low, sleep is off, weight won't budge, your mind feels foggy, and your sex drive isn't what it used to be, it's time to switch things up. Guys, low testosterone has become something men younger and younger are experiencing. Maybe your game isn't quite what it used to be. Less energy, less drive, not feeling like yourself. You deserve to feel your best. Be strong in the gym during your workout. Feel more driven at work and even better in the bedroom. Don't ignore the signs. Call today and take the first step towards feeling better again. 800-900-9654. Visit tristatemenshealth.com.
For over 78 years, our family's been part of your love stories. At Diamond Seller, we offer bigger diamonds, better prices, and timeless designs for every chapter of your life. From your first yes to your forever I do, trust the jeweler who knows diamonds best. Visit Diamond Seller today.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Scotty Vegas here, and I want to tell you about the best bet you can make this summer. It's getting a new vehicle from Krieger Ford. I'm absolutely in love with my new Bronco. The process was fast, fun, and no pressure. Krieger Ford on Morse Road. Best bet you can make. KriegerFord.com.
I'm Yolanda Harris. I'm a journalist at 10 TV News. I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. And that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it moves. It moves you to act, to verify, to volunteer. And yes, it moves your heart through the kind of human storytelling that stays with you wherever you are. And at 10 TV, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Central Ohio.
We at The Fan have created a show where you can be a homer, a hater, or whatever you want to be. Sunday mornings at 8.
It's the Fan Call-In Show, presented by the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966. The Fan Poll is sponsored by JT's Pizza and Pub, home of award-winning pizza and $2 tall boys. All day, every day.
The only contraband hiding in Tyvis's butt cheeks is a Kit Kat bar. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
1 hour, or not an hour from now, 45 minutes from now, we're going to talk to Nicole Auerbach. She is from NBC Sports. Joshua Perry works with her. Set that up for us. Thank you for making that happen.
Of course.
We appreciate it.
That's why I'm here.
We decided today we'll still talk some Texas Tech, plenty of it, probably in the 8 o'clock hour, but I feel like the last 2 days, all we talked about was Brendan Sorsby at Texas Tech and how much that whole situation sucks.
Well, dude,
it does, and it's stupid.
That video that they put out 20 minutes long, like literally NBC Sports could have put commercials in there, and it would have been a 30-minute block.
Dude.
Right? Like, that was insane. And then some of the discourse from the only people who are defending this, Texas Tech people, they are outside of their minds right now.
It's true mental gymnastics. Like, we use that term a lot for a lot of different things, but where they are at now with Brendan Sorsby, where it's like, well, what would you do if it was your kid? It's like, I'd want my kid to get help. I would have no expectation, though, that if my kid bet on college football as a college football player, that he'd be playing college football.
The more I think about it as a parent, as a parent, honestly, I would be like, dude, I don't know if football's for you right now. Like, you told me part of the reason you got into this was the environment of being on a football team. Like, maybe you should just sit out for a year.
He said, like, part of his defense was, I didn't feel connected to the team, so I needed something to stay connected. So
by the way, new team right now.
Yeah. But he's going to start, so he'll feel connected.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yes. Because, again, this is how it works. When an alcoholic is, like, going to AA, the first thing they recommend is, like, well, hey, didn't you used to work at a bar? You should probably go back there. And, like, be around alcohol all the time. No, they don't. They say, get away from that situation.
They were like, oh, yeah, we put these apps on all of his technology so we can make sure that he's not doing it. It's like, okay, well, first off, it would be like telling the alcoholic example, hey, you can't buy liquor at ABC liquor stores. Okay, well, I'm just going to go into Costco and do it. Like this, you don't think he can get a burner phone?
Oh, my gosh.
You don't think he can buy a new iPad today? You've given him $7 million. He can buy whatever the hell he wants.
But I hope he's working through all this and all that stuff. But can I just say that if you're an addict and someone tries to heavily constrict your addiction, immediately, what do a lot of people who struggle with addiction do? They find other ways to get what they want, and then they don't always get them through the more easy or legal or safe means. What I'm saying is, there's a way where he gets all this scrutiny on him, and he's like, I'm never touching a gambling app ever again. I don't even want to say the word bet when someone says something to me. Like, fine. There's another scenario where he says, well, I know I can't gamble this way, so I guess it's time to call up a bookie or to call up someone who's completely off the monitoring systems. And those tend to be people who then want something in return if you're going to be extended line. So I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying he's doing any of that, but I'm saying the idea that we're monitoring his devices, so now he'll be free and clear. It's like, maybe, but if his addiction is so bad, the way they're talking about it, like this kid gets the shakes when he sees a DraftKings commercial, I don't know that it's just a guarantee he'll go play college football and everything will be fixed now.
Yeah.
After a 30-day residency program. So they need to pick one narrative or the other, not both. But
the app thing, just too, real quick, I know this is not where we were supposed to get, but you can't use online sports books in the state of Texas anyway. So that part also felt extremely performative.
Yeah, very much so.
So I just wanted to put that out there into the world, too.
That's, yeah. I'm sure there's no problems with that. Anyway, we'll talk more about that coming up in the next hour. But it's time to play a game. Dylan, what are we doing today for the game show?
All right, so this is World Cup themed.
Okay.
I'm going to give you guys either a person, place, or a thing, and you have to tell me its international flavor. It will make sense.
Okay.
Once I give you the clues or the questions.
Do we get choices for this or something?
You just got to know.
I don't know what international flavor means.
You'll see. All the answers are going to be a person born outside the U.S., a place outside of the U.S., or a thing outside of the U.S., or maybe its origins are from outside the U.S.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay?
Let's do. Are we both doing this, or are we going each of us?
Let's
one
go
at a time?
back and forth.
Okay.
Which one of you wants to go first?
I guess I'll be the sacrificial lamb. I'll go ahead and start.
This will be an easy softball for you to start this game off.
Good.
Tyvis Powell says he's related to this Jamaican.
Usain Bolt, sprinter. Yes,
correct.
Okay,
1 point for
Ben. Does he say that seriously, or is it because he thinks he can run a 4.46?
He says it because he has Jamaican heritage, and thus he must clearly be, because
small island.
Yeah, right.
I get it.
I mean, LeBron James and I are both from Ohio, so we clearly probably are related. Like, that's
a little bit of a different thing.
Okay, I'm just saying we're from the same area, so why not? All right, Joshua, you're up next.
All right, this person is known for hitting one of the biggest shots in NBA Finals history. He's American, but was born in Australia.
Kyrie Irving.
That is correct.
I forgot Kyrie was born in Australia, right? Because his dad played. Was that the reason why?
He was like a pro there.
Yeah. Okay, because was this a similar thing with Kobe? Wasn't Kobe
he like
dad, like born in Italy or lived in Italy, like speaks Italian, spoke Italian fluently? Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Next question.
All right, this is for you, Bone. This former Finals MVP was married to Eva Longoria and is one of the best French players of all time.
Tony Parker.
That is correct.
From the Spurs. All right. So you're saying all these have, like, these are all answers for, these are all international places, people, or things.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right, Joshua, this man is from Switzerland and is considered one of the greatest tennis players ever.
Oh, God. We're venturing into tennis, which is not where I'd like to go.
Can he phone a friend? I.e. his
this is a competition.
Well, then never mind. Screw you.
Man. I'm out.
You don't know any. Just say a tennis player's name.
Say the most famous tennis player you know.
Well, I know he's not from Switzerland. Like I know it's not Nadal, but I'll just go with that. But he's not from Switzerland. No.
The answer is Roger Federer.
There we go.
He's got a lot of R's in his name.
That's all right. I will say I did have that one. I was ready to steal or help. I didn't know which way we were going.
All right.
I'm just waiting for the chat to feed me the answers.
That's illegal. That's cheating. No, not allowed. Absolutely
They're
not.
all on my team.
All right.
No.
Let's move on to places. Tim Duncan is a 5-time NBA champion and 2-time MVP for the Spurs and played college ball at Wake Forest. But where was he born?
Oh, I know it's a Caribbean island, and I can't. Is it? I can't even think of the names of the. I know it's Saint something. Saint. It's not Saint Bart's. I don't know where it is. What is it?
The Virgin Islands.
Virgin Islands.
Which I guess is technically the United States, but not in the continental.
Yeah, you don't feel. It's very weird how you feel about territories. you miss the
Virgin
imperialism
Islands that aren't U.S.
Well, yeah, that's right. There's
it's
different.
a state or it's not. To me.
Okay, fine. There we go.
All right. Joshua, Shaq was born in New Jersey, but in what country did he live in where he was cut from his school's basketball team?
Germany.
That is correct.
I also I would have got that wrong. I totally forgot about him living in Germany. Military kid, right?
Yes.
Dad moved around. Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Okay,
Right, Bone.
I forgot all about that.
SGA is a back-to-back MVP in the NBA. What international city was he born in?
I mean, I know he's Canadian, so I'd just say the biggest Canadian city would be Toronto.
That's correct.
Okay.
International city. Definitely.
International. Oh, you did say international city. That's right.
There's a little hint in there.
Yeah, it was. That was pretty easy.
All right, Joshua. Nikola Jokic is a 3-time MVP and NBA champion with the Denver Nuggets, but where would he prefer to be with his horses?
Serbia?
That is correct.
Oh, yeah. That's right. All right, we got time for one more.
All right, we would have to move on to the things category. This sport was invented by a Canadian.
I mean, hockey?
Not that
curling?
one.
Was that Canadian? I don't know. Curling?
What I was thinking of was the one invented by Dr. James Naismith. But I don't know if these other...
I mean, I presume hockey was, but I don't know. I don't know where curling's from.
You know what? I didn't think about other sports being invented there. I was thinking basketball. Sorry. Like, man, there could have been more than one sport there.
Wait, James Naismith is Canadian? I didn't realize that.
Yes.
I know he was out of Kansas. I didn't know he started. Well, there we go. See, I'm learning some new stuff there. Thank you for that, Dylan. That was educational, informative, and also too short. We should have done more of it. It's my bad. It's the off season, so of course we have preseason rankings for a lot of things, including best college football quarterbacks. I'll share this little ranking with you because it's got a couple interesting wrinkles to it. Coming up next, T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic
from the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Some much better news for our west side drivers as you're making your way downtown. We actually have the left lane officially back open, 70 in that eastbound direction, right before that 71 split after a disabled vehicle was reported out there. But other interstates are still looking great on this Friday. That includes 71 northbound between 670 to 270. That's looking like an 8-minute commute. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu with your fan traffic.
Feeling stressed or overwhelmed? Not sure how to get the mental health help you need? We've got your back. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442. We'll help you figure out what mental health benefits may be in your health plan. No more confusion, just the support you deserve. Call the Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office at 855-438-6442.
Whether you're repping the orange and brown or shouting "Hoo Day," the ultimate football pilgrimage is closer than you think. Ditch the living room, get the family on the road, and make the short drive to greatness and visit the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton. From the backyard to the gridiron, it's the one place where every fan comes together to create new family memories. Make it a weekend to remember and see why Ohio truly is the heart of football. Visit profootballhof.com and plan your visit today.
Get your vehicle summer ready at your local AAA Tire and Auto Service. Save $50 on an air conditioning recharge. Offer includes a free electronic multi-point inspection of your vehicle. Terms apply. See store for details. Offer ends June 30th.
Your plate is full every morning thanks to the $6 Tim's Trio from Tim Hortons. Freshly brewed coffee, a hearty breakfast sandwich with a freshly cracked egg, and a daily baked donut. All of that for just $6. Yeah, that is a full plate for sure, but it's one less thing on your plate to worry about. So enjoy it to its fullest. The $6 Tim's Trio, only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons, at participating U.S. restaurants.
Whoa, what's all this? These screens, the food?
All for the game, bro.
Dude, let us pitch in.
No need. I've got it all covered. With T-Mobile, I'm saving $1,000 bundling my wireless and internet.
No way. Really?
Yep, and the price of my plan won't change for 5 years.
Wow, I'm definitely switching to T-Mobile.
Goal!
Here's to score big with T-Mobile. Families save up to $1,000 a year when they bundle fast, easy to set up, all-in 5G home internet with 4 phone lines on Experience Beyond. And your plan price? Guaranteed for 5 years. Stay connected con tu gente and catch every match with T-Mobile. Join now at T-Mobile.com. Price guarantee on talk, tax, and data. Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. Savings based on third line free via monthly bill credits. Internet discount with $15 in monthly bill credits and auto-pay discount. Qualifying credit required. Credits may take up to 2 bill cycles and will stop if you cancel any lines or change plans.
No! USA is up 2-0. That is the most dangerous lead in soccer.
Relax, Mike.
See that, Dan? My left eye is twitching. That's my warning eye. It'll be 2-2 by stoppage time. It's never wrong.
With early payout from Bet365, I got paid the second they went up 2 goals. So to me, it's now the safest lead.
Early payout from Bet365, huh? Now my right eye is twitching, Dan.
Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T's and C's apply. In-app only.
I'm fixing to tell you something that the insurance industry does not want you to ever hear. Bullies often delay and deny. I see them sitting on premiums paid and making money and dragging it out for as long as they can. Many times, we're forced to take them to court. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Their high-paid lobbyists are on a mission to make sure that at trial, jurors are not allowed to learn that the at-fault party has insurance, and in some cases, lots of it. I can think of no case in all my years where there was no insurance for the at-fault party. So let's fight back. It's all these bullies understand. Tell everybody you know the truth. If you've been injured in a car crash or hurt at a store or business, visit forthepeople.com. We're here 24/7. It's that easy. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
This is Corey Sickles with Safe Harbor Retirement Group. How much income will you need to retire? Let us help make sure you reach your financial goals. Visit safeharboroh.com to schedule a complimentary meeting. safeharboroh.com.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios, driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good morning, I'm Dylan Gonzalez. In the Stanley Cup final, the Carolina Hurricanes took a pivotal Game 5 by a final score of 4-2. They now lead the series over the Golden Knights 3-2, but Vegas head coach John Tortorella vowed the team would be back in Carolina for Game 7.
We got to find a way. I'm going to leave my clothes here, that's for sure. They'll be in the hotel.
Both the Guardians and the Reds had off yesterday, but both will be back on the diamond this evening. The Guardians will host the Detroit Tigers with first pitch at 7:10. The Reds will also be at home. They'll welcome in the Arizona Diamondbacks. That game will get started at 7:15. And no NBA Finals tonight. The Knicks and Spurs will play Game 5 tomorrow night. Opening tip is set for 8:30. New York leads San Antonio in the series 3-1. This update is sponsored by The Waterworks and Header Plumbing, Drain, Heating, and Cooling. Together to serve you better. Scheduled today at thewaterworks.com. Breaking sports news when it happens right here on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Remember the time producer Dylan said that Alabama should be in the playoffs and that Tyvis started yelling at him? Those were good times. And remember later that day when Tyvis punched him in the face? Oh, classic stuff. Here's T-Bone and Tyvis.
If you missed any part of the program, good news is we podcast it. Podcasts are available wherever you get podcasts. So if you have a podcast app on your phone, you can get it there. You can get it on YouTube. You can get it wherever you want. But the podcast of this program, T-Bone and Tyvis, is available. Just find it by searching T-Bone and Tyvis in your favorite podcast app. And it's all brought to you by our friends at Capital Ford of Columbus. But the good news is it's free. It's there for you. And if you missed us like earlier talking about bird watching, is how I'll say that. Did we or did we not talk about bird watching?
Yeah.
About 35 minutes into the show
What was the term? I can't remember.
Oh, who knows?
The term for...
Who knows?
Dylan, you remember?
Find out on the podcast.
Yeah, they got to find out on the podcast, I guess.
Related to nothing we were just talking about, I need to look up former soccer player Jiz Hornkamp. I've lost all contact with what's going on with that dude. Let's find out. Let's see real quick what he's up to. I don't think he's playing in the World Cup, but did you see the issue with the World Cup yesterday?
No.
So the first broadcast happened on Fox, and it's in Mexico. And it's Mexico versus South Africa. It's obviously middle of summer. It's hot. The European mind can never, comprehend. This has been another one of those things where people from England, Germany, Italy are coming over, and they're well, not Italy, because I don't think they're in it. I think they lost again. But the point is, there are people coming over from all over the world, and they're finding out that, like, in America, summer hits, like, it's hot.
Yeah.
Like, so they're finding out how hot it is, to the point FIFA has mandated, well, because we know it's going to be so hot in Mexico, in the United States, probably even in Canada, we're going to have designated water breaks. Soccer doesn't have timeouts. You don't do that, right? Well, in soccer, the way broadcasts are traditionally done, 45 minutes per half, if you want to sponsor something, it's on a little graphic underneath the score bug, or you might get a little thing that's like, this portion of the match brought to you by whoever.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't run a commercial during the action.
Right.
Well, because FIFA has these mandated water breaks, Fox decided, what a perfect time. There's going to be like 60 seconds, 90 seconds of downtime. We can run a real commercial. We can cut away, full screen commercial, no half and half thing. And then we'll get back and the action will start up and it'll be perfect. Literally the first game, they effed it up because they came back from commercial and stuff was happening and they'd already gotten back. They missed part of the match. Now, it was just a few seconds,
right?
But it's the whole principle of the thing, which is you don't miss game action for commercials. You don't do it. And Fox can't, like when you watch an NFL game.
Yeah.
They have the guy with the orange oven mitts who stands out there.
Right.
Who's like, if you're at a game, you'll see this guy standing there who's waving saying, don't go yet. They're not back from commercial. Can't do that with the World Cup because there's 900 networks across the globe that are all carrying this feed. So when they start it up, you better be back. And Fox wasn't. They messed it up. They missed part of the game.
I've seen it before in college football where, like, you'll get back and they're not even setting up the play because the ball is getting ready to be snapped. And that bothers me. Like, the World Cup, like, there are certain things where it's like, I get where these networks are at, but you can't take that risk.
No.
And then you get clowned. Was the commercial worth it?
Oh, and so they've already, FIFA also has guidelines, as corrupt as FIFA is. They do take the soccer part seriously too. They have guidelines that say you cannot miss game action if you're covering the sport. So, like, they already violated FIFA's guidelines. They also violated my ears by letting Alexi Lawless be on the broadcast, which if you don't follow soccer, don't worry about it. Just know, picture like the worst player that you can think of, like who's covered sports professionally, like at a high level. Like who are the quarterbacks you were talking about that were at NBC there for a while?
Oh, God. Castle.
Yeah, Matt Castle, right?
Yeah,
like
Colt McCoy.
Alexi Lawless does not even have the resume of those guys, and yet he's been on soccer broadcasts for like 20 years. He's annoying as hell, and they have him sitting next to like guys who are the equivalent of like Thierry Henry is on this broadcast, which is the equivalent of a like Kobe Bryant, LeBron James type figure in soccer. That's who you're pairing him up with is like it's a disaster. And it's only one day in and he annoyed me to no end.
Going back to the water break thing, I saw a great tweet. I can't take credit for it, that it said the English players were struggling with the Miami Heat. And it was like the English not being prone to American conditions, a thing since 1776.
Yeah, they said
that was
somebody was like, we're lucky the Revolutionary War was a home game. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, the Heat's a real thing. And I saw there were some British fans who they were like, we're here in the stands. We don't know what's going on. This is heat like we've never experienced before. It's the hottest I've ever been in my life. And it was just one of the tune-up matches. Like, they're in for it to find out as it gets further along in this tournament. It only gets worse.
They better not stick around till August.
Well,
they won't know what
they won't. They will have no idea. So this is a college football list from CBS Sports. ranking the best quarterbacks, all the quarterbacks in college football, basically. But they broke them up into categories, right? So the number one category, the one you want to have your guy in if you are rooting for a college football team, is this category they started off with from CBS Sports. Obvious Heisman candidates, all right? So here's how they rank those quarterbacks. Number one, they have Dante Moore from Oregon. Number two, your guy, Dylan Arch Manning from Texas.
Number two.
Number three, Trinidad Chambliss from Ole Miss. Number four, Darian Mensah from Miami. Now, obviously, he played at Duke last year, but now he's transferred to Miami. Big buyout there to get that to happen. Then at 5, you have Julian Sayin.
Can I say something real quick?
Absolutely.
What have Arch, Trinidad, and Darian done to be ahead of Julian Sayin?
I don't know.
I think people saw Julian look vulnerable in 2 really high-profile games, and they knocked him for that. Whereas these guys, and Trinidad certainly did play in some high-profile games in the postseason. Arch didn't.
Nope.
And Darian Mensah didn't. And those guys have also had moments that looked way worse than some of Julian's moments.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I think it's laughable that you would have Julian Sayin behind these guys.
What was the category name that
this
you
was
said?
Obvious Heisman candidates.
So of all these guys, one of them has been a Heisman finalist. He's going to be behind the other 4.
One of them is an actual already been a Heisman candidate.
Right.
So that one. So this list didn't get off to a good start for me. The other guys they have in this category, for what it's worth, they have quite a few. C.J. Carr, Notre Dame, Jaden Maiava at USC, Josh Hoover at Indiana, the TCU transfer. So those are the 8 they have as obvious Heisman candidates, which maybe they have Josh Hoover there because it's like, well, the last guy at Indiana won, and maybe he'll benefit from that. Okay. Then they have all conference caliber vets. And these are guys like Gunnar Stockton at Georgia, Marcel Reed at Texas A&M, the gambling man himself, Brendan Sorsby at Texas Tech. But then I scrolled down to all these different categories. They then had proven and predictable, and it's guys like Nico Iamaleava and Drake Lindsay at Minnesota.
The Drake Lindsay hype is...
I think, but they're not putting him in watch out, Heisman. They're just he's kind of proven he's predictable.
I think he's a good player.
Solid player, yeah.
He's not going to wow anybody, whatever. He takes care of the football. He plays well within their system. Nico's the one that interests me because I do think he is proven that he is not that good, and it is predictable that he will give you some bad games.
Yeah. Well, then they have other categories like guys who are reuniting with their former coach at the new school where the new coach is. They followed the coach, right? So, the biggest one of that is Drew Mestemaker from Oklahoma State going to North Texas with his former head coach or current head coach Eric Morris.
You meant that the other way around.
What did I say? Sorry. From North Texas to Oklahoma State. Eric Morris, also from North Texas, now to Oklahoma State. That's the thing, right? So they had a category of those guys. Then they have this category out of the infirmary, which is, well, these guys were hurt, so we don't really know. The first guy on this list is Sam Levitt. LSU's pinning their hopes on this guy from Arizona State, one of the highest profile transfer players in the portal.
I feel like he got so much credit for some moments in 2024. But when he was healthy in 25, my God, was not good football.
No, it wasn't. But yet we're going back 2 years now to when it was it was way better a couple years ago. Oh,
yeah, he looked really good throwing to Jordan Tyson and handing it off to Cam Scatterby. But when those guys were gone or hurt,
right,
suddenly, came much more down to earth. Which, you know what? To be fair, you can say that about a lot of quarterbacks. John Mateer from Oklahoma. The category they have him in is not Heisman potential finalist or veteran steady guy that we can all trust. High ceiling, low floor. I find that odd with John Mateer because this was a guy who was getting some Heisman love early in the season last year.
And then he broke his finger or something?
He did break his finger. So you would think maybe they'd put him in the he was injured category.
No, this is right. This is the right take on him. I watched him all last year, and me and Chris Sims got into arguments because he's like, oh, man, Oklahoma's a team that can win national title. I'm like, oh, man, Chris, I love you to death, but that's crazy to me. And my biggest reason was I don't think John Mateer is an elite passer of the ball. He is reckless as a runner. It just wasn't enough for me to feel like there was a consistency throwing the football down the field. And even in that playoff game, there were some balls that were just hanging up in the air. It was up for grabs.
Yeah.
And maybe it was the thumb, who knows, but I think this is accurate with him. I can't trust him.
Yeah. So the full list, CBS Sports, they put it out there. Their quarterback rankings for this year for college football. You can check it out. Morning Breath is coming up next. Some people who should just shut up. It's T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey folks, good morning and welcome to your Friday. Not bad on the roads. We are just seeing one crash out there. Once again on the south side of Columbus, just outside of Lockburn. Just a heads up, 23 northbound, a little restricted. That left lane is blocked right before State Route 317, also known as London Groveport Road. At least some better news for our friends in our southeast Columbus area. Good morning to you. The left lane is officially back open on 270 northbound after a crash just cleared up at that 33 split. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu with your Fan Traffic.
High energy bills? Your HVAC system could be the reason. Save up to $2,000 on a new HVAC system with Columbus Worthington Air. Smart homeowners know an old air conditioner can cost you more every month. Don't let it drain your wallet. Upgrade to efficient, reliable comfort with payment options that fit your budget. Backed by our exceptional service guarantee. Columbus Worthington Air and Bryant Heating and Cooling. Whatever it takes. Visit cwaohio.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions. License number 47543.
Got this. Breathe. Breathe. You got this. You got it.
In the moments that truly matter, what do? Rise to the occasion. Ohio Health. It's time.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
Get 0% financing for 60 months on new 2026 Tucsons. Only at Great Lakes, Columbus, or Dublin, or glakeshyundai.com. With approved A1 credit. 30K finance only. Plus qualified rate. N76.
Hello, I'm Shep.
And I'm Mark.
We're the friendly board-certified entomologists from Rose Pest Solutions.
Let's tackle some spider myths.
I've got one. Spiders will sneak up and bite you at night.
That's a myth. Spiders are not interested in having you as a midnight snack. Okay, I've got one. You swallow spiders while you're sleeping.
Myth. What spider would enter the snore hole of death? But here's a fact. Spiders can be hard to control.
So call the pros from Rose.
Call Rose Pest Solutions today.
800-966-ROSE.
Experience the adrenaline of Barrett Jackson in Columbus, Ohio, June 25th to 27th. See hundreds of no-reserve collector cars cross the auction block, interactive sponsor displays, and a wide selection of food and drinks. It's an exciting, high-octane event for fans of all ages. Tickets on sale now at barrett-jackson.com.
Common Man and Timmy. Voted America's dumbest show by Marconi voters. Common Man is a Columbus radio legend. And by legend, I mean it's a miracle he hasn't been fired yet. And Timmy is, well, Timmy will complain about anything and everything. And he kind of looks like a woman. Giggity, giggity, giggity. So there's that. Common Man and Timmy.
Sponsored by Hinderer Motor Company.
Weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 on The Fan.
There's this thing repair people do nowadays.
Mappo's Plumbing. Sure. We do have a dispatch fee. It's $1 zillion.
A dispatch fee, a trip charge, going out to your house bill.
Bippity Bing Bong Electrical. Our trip charge is a nice new car.
But not Apex Pros, the pros who knows. When you call Apex for repairs on your AC, plumbing, or electric, there's no dispatch fee.
Thank you for calling Apex Pros. Why would we? Kinda silly to ask for money before we do anything, isn't it?
We give you an upfront price only after we know what's really going on. We think it's the right thing to do, instead of...
Slappy's AC, electric, plumbing, dry cleaning, haberdashery, and chiropractic. Of course we charge to come out. $1 kajillion, 3 diamond rings, and 2 exotic pets.
Apex Pros. Never a dispatch fee. Examples of competitive rates may have been slightly exaggerated.
Columbus loves Apex Pros. The pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
Now is a great time to schedule a back-to-school dental appointment. Dr. Kyle Bogan, president of the Ohio Dental Association, is here to tell us more.
Your child's teeth and gums need the right food, nutrition, and vitamins to grow strong and stay healthy. Help them maintain good oral health by brushing every morning and night, flossing, visiting the dentist twice a year, and developing good eating habits. As kids head back to school, it's important to know that foods and drinks high in sugar, acidity, and other cavity-promoting substances are often low in nutritional value and have the potential to create plaque capable of damaging tooth enamel. A back-to-school dental appointment can diagnose any potential problems and improve your child's oral health. Ohio Dental Association member dentists are located throughout the state, are dedicated to providing the highest quality dental care, are bound by the highest ethical standards, and obtain superior ongoing education and training. Ask if your dentist is a member of the Ohio Dental Association so you know you're being treated by the very best. To find an ODA dentist in your area, visit oda.org.
The Reds are on the Fan's family of stations all season long. If you don't listen, Terry Francona will ride his scooter to your house and yell at you. Your home of the Reds. The Fan, the Fan 2, and the Fan 3. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Happy Friday, everyone. We'll see a few stray showers and storms this morning, turning mostly cloudy with wake-up temperatures in the 70s. And then this afternoon, highs getting into the mid to low 80s with more sunshine in the forecast. Clearing skies tonight with lows in the 60s. And for Saturday, lots of sunshine as highs get in the mid to upper 80s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
The Big Nine was a sad, incomplete place. Enter Ohio State. The rest is history. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
The Fan. Every time Tyvis laughs, take a drink. Just kidding. You'd be dead in 30 seconds. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
This is the time. I mean, yesterday we were talking about it was an ultimate pool day. I mean, both you and I, Joshua, you went to your pool. We went to a pool. Dylan was out getting ice cream. It's hot. It's going to be hot. We are in the summer in Central Ohio. You know how that goes. Your air conditioner knows how that goes. And if your air conditioner does not shut off this time of year, that's partially because, well, maybe you got to keep it really cold, but also because your windows could be letting that cold air that you are paying for right out of your house. And in the long run, that's going to cost you way more. That's why you need to get your windows fixed, especially if you have builder grade windows in your house, or if you just have those windows that were there from 20 years ago when they were put in. Maybe they were great then, but now those seals are leaking and they're letting the cool air out. You need to go to Window Nation. They've got their sale going right now. Buy 4 windows, get 4 free from Window Nation. You can replace all the windows in your home and get half of them for free. Plus, you could get 0 down payment, no payments, no interest for 2 years. And Window Nation will come out and put these windows in one day. You schedule the free consultation at windownation.com. You can go look at all the selection. You can find out about this deal. Again, buy 4 windows, get 4 free. Talk to someone about what you need for your windows. And then once you get it set up, their crews will come out. They've got a ton of experience. They'll get the job done in a day. Your air conditioner will thank you. Your cooling bills will thank you when you get new windows from Window Nation. The energy efficient windows are what you need in your house. windownation.com to get started today. You have any plans to go to the pool again this weekend?
I'm sure somebody will try to talk me into doing it. As I mentioned, our pool options are plentiful. So
yeah, you said you have access to 4 pools, yes. And then yesterday you went to none of those 4 pools.
We didn't go.
The 5th pool.
We went to a different pool than the 4 that we could just walk up to.
Yeah, I like that. I think that's pretty good. All right, it's time for Morning Breath.
Sometimes it's better if people just shut up. Shut up! It's time for Morning Breath.
All right, Dylan, you may have to play this audio because I just realized. Am I playing the audio or are you playing the audio?
I guess now I'll play it.
Yeah, I'll do it.
This is partially my bad.
That's okay. It's my bad.
I'll take full credit.
It's my bad. It's
full blame.
It's my no. It's my bad. So this first one, do we have the Texas Tech president talking? Lawrence Chovanec?
Yes, we do.
All right. This is him talking about how the rules in college football, or the rules in general around just gambling, this is a problem because these rules are antiquated. And this is not an athletic department employee. This is not a coach. This is the president of the University at Texas Tech talking about this Sorsby situation where he's going to be eligible despite gambling on sports. Let's hear it.
We did ask the NCAA to consider modifying or changing their policies when we wrote that letter welcoming him back. But I think we have to recognize that the rules in place now were made long before there were millions of young people walking around with illegal gambling apparatus in their pocket. And that our consideration today needs to take into account the fact of medically diagnosed conditions and the circumstances in which they live. And so I'm very proud to be sitting here with these colleagues supporting Brendan, but that support goes way beyond this room.
Okay.
The rules were made long before.
The guy's getting. Is there a thing voice mogged? I don't know. He's getting voice mogged. He's getting voice mogged out of there. I don't
hilarious.
know. But all right, let's play that out. So the idea is that rules were made before there was a proliferation of gambling devices in your pocket, and now these rules are antiquated. Okay, then, by that logic, then if a college football player were to, I don't know, possess a firearm and take it to the airport and then get in trouble for that, would we then say, well, that's not fair? Because when the laws were written for some of these gun laws, I mean, these Second Amendment was written back when it was just muskets. So, like, I don't know why he should be subject to the laws now. It's lots of people walking around with guns in their pocket. Like, what are we talking about, dude?
Sure.
We know that things have changed. We know the laws probably need to update, reflect, be modified over time. These are real things. But you're trying to defend a guy who broke the rules as they currently exist when he was educated on these things at least 2 institutions. I presume your institution did as well when he got on campus.
Who knows?
I think every college is doing some form of.
I'm sure they are.
Hey, don't gamble. It's illegal. You can't do it. Can't gamble on college sports. It's certainly known you can't gamble on the games you're playing, in which he did. It still shocks me that we're even having these conversations.
The idea that we're trying to rationalize betting, the idea that somebody gambled on games that they played in, or they were a part of the team, or whatever the case is, they had information that the public doesn't have, all the different things that go on. We can't rationalize that. Like, you can talk me into this idea of this is a thing now. It's everywhere in society. We have to change our rules. So we might let these players bet on sports that they don't participate in none of the teams that are a part of their school. But if you're at Texas Tech and you want to bet on Ohio State basketball, you can do that. Maybe if you tried to talk me into that being a thing that people were okay with, I don't want to get there, but it is what it is. This idea of, well, you should be able to gamble on anything now because everybody has a thing in their pocket that can let you do it. You're dumb.
Right. And it's insane that we are at a place where the people who run the school, the school part of university, not the football part of university or any of that, the school, you're the president of university and you're like, I think we should let any of the rules happen. Who cares? It's my hope is, and I've actually heard people bring this up, maybe we'll get to a point here with this situation that, laws are changed and we get some different oversight for college football. I don't know. I've heard people bring up that, like, just because this judge in this one case this one time did this doesn't mean that, like, it's not going to be a free-for-all in gambling in college sports,
we don't know
right?
That.
Well, we don't. But the logic is that, like, if you are in Washington and you then gamble on sports, you're like, oh, man, it'll be cool. They'll get me. Maybe the judge in Washington will be like, actually, I don't agree with that rationale. You're going to be banned. Like, the point is, eventually someone's going to have to take this probably up to a Supreme Court level if enough of these cases happen. Maybe by then there will get some sanity, but the logic that the people involved in this one right now are like, oh, I don't know, man, a court said it was okay, so what do I have to do about it? You don't have to play this kid. The court ruling wasn't you must play him. The court ruling was the NCAA can't ban him. But Texas Tech can decide not to play a guy. I'm very unclear on this. And you know what? We may ask our guest, Nicole Auerbach. We talked to her in a few minutes. I'm curious about this thought. Could the college football playoff system just say, yeah, we decided not to put him in?
We'll talk to Nicole about it.
Because I know there's some consternation about the legal side of this, of, the Big 12 can't be telling their schools, they can't collude. There's going to be a lawsuit if they do to say you can't play Texas Tech. But I mean,
isn't that gray though? Because is it collusion when you agreed to a set of rules that would allow them to take this type of action?
Right. I saw
you agreed to that.
The Big Ten ruled yesterday. They came out and said, we're not going to tell our schools not to play Texas Tech. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. It can't be collusion if they put out a public statement and everybody there is like, yeah, we're not telling you can't play them. But behind closed doors, if we're like, if you play those MFers, like as long as there's no paper trail is all I'm saying. Like, collusion exists when you can prove it that it was done.
Right.
The Big Ten coming out publicly and saying, we didn't tell them they can't play anybody. Now, I don't know if the Big Ten was going to schedule Texas Tech anyway, but if no one schedules them for 10 years in the Big Ten, was that collusion, or was that just all the teams being like, we don't want to?
We don't see the value.
Hard
in
to
doing
prove
it.
that.
Yeah.
So I'm saying I think the college football playoffs could leave them out if they wanted to, because what is Alabama going to sue from 2 years ago? Notre Dame going to sue from this year? Because it's like, I mean, at some point they can decide who they put in and who they don't.
Right.
We didn't get to former Texas Tech quarterback Graham Harrell's take during this segment, but I got a great drop out of him.
I'm about to go out here and shove it up everyone, and they can all get a taste.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
Yes.
Yeah, so Graham Harrell coaches at Abilene Christian, which is on the schedule for Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but he obviously played there, and he was saying like,
now he's going to throw the game, make it even worse.
Oh, see, look at
It's
that.
like,
I
hey,
like that there's even more corruption.
If you're in position to pick Brendan Sorsby off, drop the interception.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. Well, he's not going to play Brendan Sorsby because remember he's got the 2 game suspension.
That's right.
So maybe did they take the suspension because then it's like, hey, we'll be doing a solid for one of our beloved Red Raiders. See?
I hate this whole thing.
There's so many conspiracy theories. All right, we're going to cut through the BS. We're going to get some actual factual discussion on this from Nicole Auerbach. She is NBC Sports, college football expert on all of this. We're going to talk to her in 2 minutes. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Delays forming as you're heading towards Dublin right now. 270 in that northbound direction at that 33 and 161 split. We also have some slowdowns forming on 23 in that northbound direction just as you're passing 270 on that north side of Columbus. At least other interstates and roads, they're looking great on this Friday, I gotta say, especially if you're heading southbound. I mean, 270 south between East Broad Street to 70, you're just looking at a 1-minute commute. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Dip it, dunk it, smother it. It's queso gone wild at Hothead Burritos. Try our new loaded potatoes covered in queso and topped off with hardwood smoked bacon, burritos, bowls, nachos, and more. Hothead Burritos. Get up and get you some queso.
Buckeye Country Superfest 2026 is back for one day only in Columbus, Ohio. Saturday, June 13th at Ohio Stadium, featuring Tyler Childers. With special guests, the Red Clay Strays, Lord Huron, Sierra Farrell, Flatland Cavalry, and Caitlin Butts.
Your nose on the grindstone, out of the pills.
Tickets on sale now at BuckeyeCountrySuperfest.com.
The great thing about Atlas Butler is they do it all. Heating, cooling, plumbing. Look, I'm busy with work. I don't have time to wait around or deal with lots of people. One company, one call, and they do it all. Wonder if they'll clean out my inbox. Seriously, offer that service. Please.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Hey there, Bo Bishop here. Tired of the same old routine? It's time to escape with an RV from RCD RV. Motorhomes, fifth wheels, travel trailers, they've got them all. Shop hundreds of RVs in stock today. 3 locations in Central Ohio to serve you, or online anytime at rcdrv.com.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Capital Ford of Columbus. Find your dream ride and get approved fast at capitalfordofcolumbus.com. If your kid is complaining about not wanting to go to school, blast the volume on this show. You won't have any more problems. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
Joshua Perry filling in for Tyvis Powell. And now we are joined on the Brian Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline by Nicole Auerbach of NBC Sports, Joshua's colleague there. Nicole, good morning. Have you ever seen anything in college sports that has unified almost everyone in one voice against a ruling like this Brendan Sorsby ruling did?
No. Usually everyone's just there's just too much tribalism, or everyone roots for conferences now. Like everyone's like, oh, well, this is happening to a Big Ten team, so the SEC would support it, right? Like this is really unprecedented, and really it's just Texas Tech people and fans trying to rationalize and defend this, and everyone else is just clearly pointing out, like, you bet on your own team, you don't get to play. That's how it works, in all of sports. And that is just not resonating with them. I mean, they put out a 20-minute video saying the same sort of things about, hey, we're trying to help somebody get through gambling addiction, anxiety disorder. but you don't have to play him. That's the part that, the rest of the world is yelling at Lubbock that they're not really realizing. I think they just thought that they could do this. I think that the brass is genuinely surprised by the backlash.
So take me through some of the conversations that you've had this week with, administrators and folks who are having to deal with this on their own campuses. Like, what has the tone of those conversations been like?
Well, I mean, I just think everyone's really angry and then disappointed. So, Joshua, we've been talking all week, right? The initial 24 hours, you're like, I can't believe it. Like there's a lot of anger. And that's where, you were hearing, even some athletic directors who are very even keeled and don't typically, say inflammatory things. We're saying stuff even on the record. But I think, as you continue to talk to people, they're just really frustrated with the state of college sports that you can get to this point, that someone would even go to a judge, and not just accept the NCAA process. Like, people opt into the NCAA, you're a member, you follow rules, there's a whole system. And then, you see people trying to skirt it or try to find the gray area. I will also say, because Joshua, I know you've been, kind of tracking on the Congress piece of all of this. Cody Campbell, the Texas Tech billionaire booster, has been really pushing this Protect College Sports Act. Like, he's really involved in it. The pooling of media rights and some of the anti-Super League stuff, that's his fingerprints all over it. I think people have really believed that this week has shown his true colors, and that they're very frustrated with him. They already were going into the week, but anything he's trying to say about the betterment of college sports or something at large that he's trying to save or push for with Congress or all these other things, people don't take that seriously anymore because of the way he's been talking about this, the way he's obviously supported Texas Tech trying to get Brendan Sorsby eligible.
Nicole Auerbach, NBC Sports college football expert, joining us on the Brian Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Yeah, on that Cody Campbell front, it does feel like this is. I don't think this issue is the same as the NIL or portal concerns that some people have or any of that, but it does feel like the thing that everyone points to is, when will the grown-ups stand up and do the right thing? And Cody Campbell's been the guy saying, we need reform. We need reform. Now it's at his doorstep, and he goes, I thought someone else would take care of this. I don't want to fix it. Does he have any credibility moving forward in the discussions of how to fix college football?
I mean, I think if people are going to think about it logically, no. He obviously has, the ear of the senators and the people involved in it, and he's got a lot of money to throw around for potentially more commercials or whatever that looks like. But yeah, you can't argue that, you need all these things. You need antitrust, protections. You need, part of the bill is a one-time transfer. Brendan Sorsby's transferred multiple times. There's just a lot of hypocrisy of the things that he's pushing to, quote, save college sports, and then at the same time say oh, well, we've been backed into this corner and we have to play him. We paid him, we're going to play him. That's what this ruling says, where the ruling does not force Texas Tech to play a player who should be ineligible and has been deemed ineligible by the NCAA. So it's I think that hypocrisy is really rubbing people the wrong way. And then if you think about all the things Texas Tech has done, doubling down in response, a lot of the hey, what about this? What about this? What aboutism? You also got to take one step further back and think about, what is Cody Campbell's ultimate goal? He wants Texas Tech to be included in whatever college football becomes. If that's a super league, if that's an invite to the Big Ten or the SEC, he doesn't want Texas Tech to get left behind. That's why there's certain things in these bills that he's been part of. I don't think anyone, what makes them an attractive member or team or program or school to include in anything major moving forward? I think that this stuff and the way they're responding to it, the way they're acting, again, as a member of the NCAA, as a member of the Big 12 Conference, is really turning a lot of people off. So it's all going against his, stated missions.
So you mentioned kind of this PR push that we saw in the last couple of days from Texas Tech, and I'm a big reality TV fan. I think sports is reality TV. So you need a villain. And I'm curious your thoughts on who the biggest villain in this is. Is it Sorsby, McGuire? You got the AD coming out making statements. The Attorney General of Texas is now involved in this, who's also being bankrolled by Cody Campbell, who we just talked about. If you had to pinpoint somebody that is just making this worse than it needs to be, is there a central figure to this?
Well, I don't think it's Brendan Sorsby. I feel for him, and I think that, I completely, I support, the idea that, he needs to be in structure and around support and try to work through his gambling addiction. He says he has an anxiety disorder. I don't think any of this is helping. I don't think that's another reason why I don't think playing games this fall is going to help any of that in the spotlight. The ways people are going to talk about it, putting him back again in the settings where he has gambled in the past on his own team. All of that just is not going to be good for him. I mean, overall, Texas Tech is the villain, now. I mean, I think everyone thought it was going to be Lane Kiffin and LSU because we had into this season, move over, right? Now you have Texas Tech. So I think it's just it's the whole package. And if you needed a face, maybe it is Cody Campbell. Most of us don't know the names of the biggest boosters of most of the schools, especially the ones in different conferences and that you don't play this year, right? But everyone knows his name. And he was the one who, he went on Outkick the other day and was saying, Penn State did this and blah, 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 and all these people did that, and people didn't refuse to play them, and people get DUIs, and if this happened to LSU, people would be fine with it. Everyone's just jealous. He's saying all of that stuff, which does lend itself to the belief that, you're setting yourself up to the villain and okay with it. But he also, when he says all that stuff, he's obviously missing the point that, in other examples, like Penn State, for example, when the Sandusky scandal broke, everybody lost their jobs. Everybody left. There were consequences to those actions in all the other examples he brings up. And in this case, there isn't for someone who really is fortunate that they even played as much college football as they did if they were, breaking NCAA rules essentially the entire time.
Nicole Auerbach from NBC Sports joining us in the Bryan Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. I don't think the PR for Texas Tech has been any good in this situation. But if you were trying to build a scenario where suddenly a 2014 playoff doesn't seem nearly as egregious, or a 16-team playoff, after this week of this news, I think all the other college football news we were mad about takes a back burner. On the college football playoff front, do we think there's any chance that changes anytime soon, or do we think still the SEC Big Ten are just pretty much locked into their positions and nothing's changing in the foreseeable future?
It is a great point about all the things that people complain about for the last month seeming very minor in comparison to are games fair? Can we trust that there's integrity to the competition? I think that this is going to be something that's going to stretch. I mean, there's a December 1st deadline to tell ESPN if you're going to change the format for the following year. There's also a couple of years further into the future of championship game, venues and dates locked in, which is a problem. I guess you could announce that you're moving towards it, but, it's not going to be until those contracts are done. But ultimately, that December 1st deadline is, I think, what we're looking at, because the SEC, I was at their spring meetings, it clearly, they didn't want coaches coming out and saying, I support this size, I support that. They all were very much we support access. We're coaches. Of course, we want more spots. There's a really valuable championship game in this league, so we need to be careful. They all said that, right? And then Greg Sankey came out at the end and said, hey, we're going to, we want more information on what the money looks like, when the games would be played, what are the windows, are there people who want to bid on them? And then we'll take an official stance in the fall. So I do think there is a lot of support within the SEC for the 24-team bracket, but I think they want to make sure that the money that they would lose from losing an SEC championship game is close enough to being offset, or, that there are multiple rounds of on-campus games, or, that Fox really would bid on games, to up the price and what they could get in for these additional games. They just want all those information. So I just think it's going to continue to stretch and stretch and stretch through the fall and potentially into the winter.
Great info, Nicole. We appreciate it. Thanks for taking the time this morning.
Absolutely. Anytime, guys.
There you go. Nicole Auerbach, NBC Sports, Joshua Perry's colleague there at NBC Sports. You guys do the podcast together.
That's right. Rushing the field.
Yep. Check it out wherever you get your podcast. We'll hit the buzzer coming up next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good Friday morning to you. No crashes and slowdowns really to report on this early Friday morning. I love to see it, especially for our friends and drivers on the west side of Columbus. A live look 70 at 270. That usually busy intersection, not the case so far this morning. Also for our friends in our southeast corner, looking great too by Canal Winchester 33 westbound at Pickerington Road and Gender Road. No issues to report. Looking great. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Tyvis here for Tri-State Men's Health. Remember that first time you failed to perform in the bedroom? You probably just laughed it off. No big deal. But then it happened again. Performance matters in intimate moments, so don't let ED get in the way. With one visit to Tri-State, you may be surprised by how the right treatment can improve your love life. Call them today at 800-900-9654 or visit tristatemenshealth.com. ED is the thief of the moment. When you're getting intimate with your partner and you aren't able to perform the way you want to, that can be really frustrating. But at Tri-State, they have treatments with success rates well over 90%. Some treatments can have you last an hour or more. Schedule a consult with Tri-State Men's Health today. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes a medical consult with a licensed medical provider, a TMPSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call them today at 800-900-9654 or visit tristatemenshealth.com.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
It's time for sun and savings at Great Lakes Hyundai. Right now, get a new 2060 Elantra SE for $59 per month for a 2-year lease. Just $59 a month for the drive into summer sale. This month only. Plus, every new Hyundai comes with owner assurance and America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage. Dublin or Columbus or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit $39.95 down plus tax title first month payment. 7,500 miles per year and 7.6.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. If you've ever had somebody do work at your house, it's annoying as crap, at least to me, when someone shows up to your house that you never met, you've never worked with, and you didn't hire to do the job. Subcontractors, I understand why they exist, but for me, I want to work with a company that's going to bring people who know what they're doing, who are trained by the company to put their product in. On time, on budget, no surprises at the end. That's what Baths R Us does every single time. These folks started in Ohio and grew by word of mouth because they do it right the first time. And the big difference with them, they have local crews. They never sub out the work. The people who show up to your door, they're trained by Baths R Us. They're actually employees of the company, not some random crew they hired last week. Whether you need a safer bathroom to stay independent or you just want a space that you're proud of, they build it to last. That's Baths R Us. Call them today and see what it's like to work with people who actually keep their promises. Kind of a rare thing these days. Call them today, 380-225-BATH. That's 380-225-BATH. Baths R Us, bathrooms you can trust. Call now.
Get your vehicle summer ready at your local AAA Tire and Auto Service. Save $50 on an air conditioning recharge. Offer includes a free electronic multi-point inspection of your vehicle. Terms apply. See store for details. Offer ends June 30th.
Build your cybersecurity skills and prep for thousands of open positions employers are desperate to fill. Attend classes live online or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. Financial aid is available to those who qualify.
Whether you're repping the orange and brown or shouting Hoo Day, the ultimate football pilgrimage is closer than you think. Ditch the living room, get the family on the road, and make the short drive to greatness and visit the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton. From the backyard to the gridiron, it's the one place where every fan comes together to create new family memories. Make it a weekend to remember and see why Ohio truly is the heart of football. Visit profootballhof.com and plan your visit today.
All the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
The AC stopped cooling. I'm melting in here. I need someone to come and make this hot air disappear.
In a flash, I'll be there to tame the desert air. I won't leave till you're nice and cool. You'll love how much we can.
$100 off your cooling repair.
Call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
All your favorite fan shows are on YouTube, along with those fake YouTube ads like Chew This Gum and It Grows New Teeth. Experience the splendor of Bo sitting in his closet, Timmy Hall's gouty gold chains, and Matty Ice wearing a coat in 90-degree weather. It's all there. Head to YouTube and subscribe today. The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by KDHVAC, doing whatever it takes to keep your home comfortable. The Fan. One of these men is bald and fat. The other is T-Bone. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
All right, so it's been a fun show today. It's been a fun week today, or this whole week. It feels like the week flew by because I feel like all we talked about was Texas Tech and Brendan Sorsby.
Short weeks with Joshua.
Yeah, and you've made it fly by too, my friend. That's right. So Bo Bishop's joining us now. This Texas Tech stuff, Bo, do you think we escape this come regular season? Do you think it all fades into the ether and we just all kind of forget about it, or do you think this has legs?
Well, we live in a world now where, like, really consequential, massive things that you feel like would change the way we live life are forgotten in what it seems to be about 48 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So my hunch is that this is living pretty big right now because people keep talking because there aren't games and there isn't anything else having to do with college football that's talking. It'll probably come back up again media days, right? When we get a little media days, and then it'll be remembered whenever he plays. If that's week 3, I think that's a Friday nighter against Houston on Fox. That's one that you're going to get a full bunch of attention again. And then I think it'll just kind of fade. I do think it will. And the more and more you learn about this guy, he's going to play. He's going to play. So
I'm sure he is.
That's the way this thing's all going to shake out. So, yeah, I think it'll, it's a really big deal right now because it's a really slow time college football news-wise and really a little bit even NFL. And so it's kind of surviving right now, but I do think it'll fade.
So before I get to my question for you, I think they should send him to media days. And I know that is like a guy in recovery. Like I'm very keen and aware on those types of things, but it would feel a little bit hollow for me where nobody gets to talk to him. Like there's a certain point where somebody's an adult making $7 million. Like I'd like to hear from that guy. But I've made this statement. I want to know what your thoughts are. The sport right now is being run by boosters, agents, lawyers, pretty much anybody who's not an administrator or a coach. And that's really bothering me.
Yeah, it is. All of those things are true. By the way, he's either needs to go to media day or he needs to do like a long form sit down with like Nicole or somebody like, somebody on a national scale and answer. He either needs to do that, one of the others.
Right.
I said this, buddy, in, I don't know, 5-7 years ago. Everyone running college sports, you remember that song, Jesus Take the Wheel? They kind of said, Jesus take the wheel, but they don't believe in Jesus.
Wow.
And they just said, oh, the hell with it. Best of luck to you. We wish you all the best. NIL, go ahead. Free transfer, go ahead. They just pushed all chips in and they kicked the can down the road, and inevitably they just stopped kicking, and now the can's rolling on its own, and this is what we get. And so, yeah, it's being run by those people right now. And honestly, the longer I think about this, guys, I don't know of a way out other than what I've said forever, which is just to call it professional sports and give them contracts. And then you could get back to it. But that's really the only thing that'll save it now. And save it, you're never going back to what it was. Those days are gone. So to me, that's the only way that you can get any sort of control or governance over the sport again is to just call it what it is, which is professional sports.
Right. And I'm someone who tends to be less. I love the traditions of a college football game. Like I would rather have a marching band than a big, fireworks and DJ set. Right. I'd rather have the marching band be there. I like that stuff. I like a regular like college football Saturday. I like how that feels. I don't necessarily care who's getting paid what on the field as long as the uniform, like I care more about the uniforms having the stripes on the sleeves than I care about how much. Right. So like that's the things that college football gets right. I feel like this one issue with a guy clearly breaking a rule that every sport has, this feels more like if college football tomorrow said, you know what, who needs the yard markers? Who needs end zones? We're just figure it out. Because now there's less certainty. Now I'm going, if this kid, and it's not fair to him. Obviously, he's choosing to play and all that stuff. But if he goes out and throws 3 picks in a game that's consequential, right or wrong, everyone's going to come after him and say, did he take money for that? Was he gambling on it? Did he relapse? And that's where that's why these punishments don't just exist to be punitive.
Right.
They do exist also to somewhat give a structure to protect someone who may have a legitimate issue. Well, good, bad, or otherwise, that's all gone now.
This was the one thing you couldn't do.
Yep.
Like you could commit capital crime. You could anything else, fine. But bet on sports and bet on when you play. No, you can't do that. That's it. Pete Rose, Black Sox, CCNY, Emmanuel Clase, we got a billion examples of it. You do this, you're done. That's it. And by the way, this is the only sport in the world where if you bet on it, currently you are not ineligible to play. Right. In the world.
In the world.
The world.
If it came out tomorrow that a World Cup player, coach, referee, anybody, they'd be on a plane back to where they're from. They'd be a pariah. Everybody in there, it'd be done.
It's done.
We're going to have a victimhood thing for this guy now, where people are going to say, "Oh, this poor kid," and it's like
they're trying to turn it into.
We're going to get to that point when he goes out for his first game. It'll be all cheers for him.
There are reasons to feel bad for him, but this is a decision to want to continue to play and to try to subvert the systems that were already in place to do so. That's a choice that he made. We should feel bad that he's dealing with mental health issues and addiction.
Yeah.
But this idea that we should not feel bad that he's trying to play, I disagree with wholeheartedly.
Yeah, I don't think he's the one who's. I think this was all about the supplemental draft for him, and then I think for Texas Tech it's about the rest.
Yeah.
And I don't want to throw too many stones at them, because are we sure we wouldn't be doing the same? I hope we wouldn't.
I would have the same tone
somewhere else.
If it was
I hope
us,
I would.
I would have the same tone.
I hope so. I hope so.
I'll tell you this, Bo.
But
I will say
one other thing on this, real
sorry.
quick, in regard to the Sorsby part of it. I don't think he should be public enemy number one for this. But at the same time, and let me just ask you this, Joshua, when you went to Ohio State, and that was a decade ago, more than a decade ago now, do you think that your experience as a Buckeye football player was the same experience as Joe Kidd on campus?
No.
It was enhanced, correct?
Yes.
In many ways. Now, there were responsibilities to that.
No doubt.
But with the responsibilities came a great deal of things that came your way. And I'm not talking about illicit things under the table. I'm just talking about the way that you were treated, the way that you were handled on campus. Being big man on campus that's a responsibility that comes with that. So with that already, the athlete experience is enhanced. Well, now we're paying them.
Yes.
Millions. Yeah. So I have look, he's got an addiction problem for sure. I'm not making any qualms with that, but there are repercussions for actions.
Yes. Yeah.
And his are that he can no longer play college football. That's what they should be.
Right.
And quite honestly, the NFL, now they'd probably take him in the second round in the supplemental draft from everybody I've talked to.
Which is crazy.
No worse
I don't
than
know
a
if he's
second
that
rounder.
good.
I don't either, but that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
But the NFL, now would the NFL punish him too? Like they did Terrell Pryor, like they were going to Jerome Tressel.
Yep.
And I think maybe there should be a little bit of that. So there are consequences. He's a professional athlete.
Yeah.
He's not Joe Kidd going to Texas Tech.
He's a professional.
It's a very different thing.
It's a professional athlete, but the structure is basically still like yeehaw colloquialism. This guy who just happened to, you know what I mean? Like that's how
I have
these.
no
That's
patience for that.
The
when
president.
They say, he's just a student bets on games. Well, he's not a student.
Yes, he's a right. Exactly right.
Right.
No, we're all aligned there. When the presidents of universities are like, "Oh, I don't know, man. I want the football money," you've lost the plot in college athletics for sure. What's coming up on the show today?
So one you're going to like. So I've been hitting this a couple of times. Team USA plays today, and I remember the '94 World Cup very, very vividly. And why aren't we better? After all these years, why are we not better? So Mike DeCourcy wrote a piece in the Sporting News, long piece, really fascinating, talking about why we're not better. So he's going to join us at 9:30. Tim and Doug as well, and the frivolity and fun that goes with it.
There you go. Bishop and friends, have a great Friday, Bo. We appreciate the time.
Boys.
All right, there you go.
Shove it down your throat.
It's time for the buzzer.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Don't go through another air conditioner breakdown. For fast, friendly service, call the experts at Logan Services now for a free estimate and next day air installation.
I'll say this briefly on Team USA. In 2002, you could not have convinced me that the United States would not have won a World Cup by now. What they did in 2002, Landon Donovan was like a precocious 18-year-old, whatever he was. I thought they were on their way, and tonight at 9, they start off, and I genuinely, if they get out of the group, I'll be surprised. I'll be like pleasantly surprised. I have no expectations for this team as a longtime soccer fan. Very quickly, if you like The Sandlot, good news. Patrick Renna, who was the catcher, played I forget the character's name, but he was in The Sandlot. The great Bambino, that guy. Yeah. He's back now as a dad. The show's called Dugout Dads, and they're bringing in all the other cast members from The Sandlot. Danielle Fishel from Boy Meets World will play his wife.
Oh.
But it's basically about a guy who's a coach of a Little League team and all the trials and travails of youth sports. So
turn that into a reality show.
Yeah. So apparently he's got a production company called Hambino Media. Very nice. So yeah, very cool stuff that, almost 30 plus years on, that movie's still making people some money. So good for that. All right, that's it for us. Have a great rest of your Friday. We will see you on Monday. It's Seabone and Tyvis on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning to you. It's been a pretty easy morning commute for this Friday, and I love to see it still looking that way, too, for our friends in Plain City. Heading towards Dublin right now, looking great, 33, and more of that eastbound direction between 42 to 161, only a 3-minute commute. Hey, for our friends in Delaware County, good morning to you. If you were stepping out, 71 South's looking great. You were fine this morning, only a 9-minute commute between 36 to 270. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu with your fan.